George, psst. Are you ready to show everybody where our new home is?
Before we show you, we want to show you why. Why the Hales would we buy where we bought.
What did you say?
I said, Jeremy, I'm a huge fan.
George is out in the parking lot. Look at that. Am I on the naughty list?
Hell, for every meeting. I'm going to ask the police. And you're going to bring the police to remove me.
I didn't start this war with the neighbors.
But I fully intend on winning it.
I have anxiety over the roof. And I can't take this. Please. I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well. Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is wrong. Can you please check your mic? I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of dates and times. I do not, and my brain does not work that way. My child just fell down. You are not a nice person.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. How is everybody doing? My good Lord Almighty. Hello, Heidi. Hey, y'all. Nice to see you. Also, Deborah Kennedy. Good afternoon. Good evening, Audio Coffee. Hello, Michelle Smock. How are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, yes, another live with Shizzy. It happens. I show up in the most random places, usually here. I do show up. Hello, Shizzy and the Whiz Nuts. What's up? And Ammo's girl. Meow. Look at that. See? Got it. Meow. And Michael Hammer. Hello from the UK. Good to see you. Well, hello from Atlanta, Georgia. That's where I'm at. Hey, Arliss. Nice to see you. How you doing? How you doing? Oh, it has been a great day. I see you're recuperated from the expert stream. Expert is good people. I love hanging out with expert. He's just so much fun. So much fun. California in the house. Children of the Corn team. OMG Aggie. Nice. California representing. Canada's representing. Good to see you, Sheila Mitchell. Yes. Awesome. And hey, Jane, how you doing? I always forget to add over the Rumble folks that are in there so I can pull up their chats. If they're saying anything, I always forget to do this. There's a special code you have to put in to be able to pull all of that stuff up. Hopefully we'll have Mo joining us this evening. It was nice seeing her earlier today. She's awesome. Yes. Hey, everyone tuning in from Maryland. Brenda Lee, my sweet Brenda Lee. Hello, Linda. Linda Evers. Hello from Detroit. We got Maryland. We got Detroit. We got from Lucas County, Ohio. Going back to Ohio. Oh my gosh. What's up? Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Woo-hoo. Evening from Maine. Good to see you, Terry. My gosh. Hello, Debbie Moore. Good evening, Shizzy. Good to see you again. And I'm glad you didn't get tagged by the big lady Sasquatch. I'm telling you. If you guys hadn't seen that one, it is so funny. Yes, I was saved from there. Anyone here get to see the eclipse? Yeah, I got to see a portion of it. Here in Atlanta, we didn't get the full eclipse, but whenever I saw the sun was starting to get a little bit darker from where I was sitting, I could see that it was getting a little darker. I just went and grabbed my welding mask and went out there, and it's like, oh, cool. We got to see a good portion of it. Brought my wife out, and she got to see a good portion of it. It was good. It was good. Hey, how you doing, Lady Tammy? Nice to see you. And aloha, Thelma. Nice to see you, Roseman. Yes, representing. representing. Hey, Mayor Dan. Oh, Dan the man from Ohio. Oh my gosh, 2 awesome dogs. Hey, Shizzy, how are you, sir? How was the walk with the wife? Oh, it was good. It was really good. I usually walk at a faster pace than she does, so it helps. It helps burn a little bit of calories. And I've been slacking off, starting to put on a little bit of a gut there. I gotta work that thing off. Now that I'm older, I have to work a little harder. Hey, Annette, good to see you. Hey, Linda Evers. Nice. Denise Sells, Akron, Ohio, checking in. Hi. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, you got totality. Nice. Very nice. Lake City, Florida is here. Welcome, Harold, from Lake City, Florida. Wow. Nice. I haven't been to Lake City in a while. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my new favorite YouTuber went to Dallas for the eclipse. Just watched this video from the event. Awesome. Awesome. Shadow Grey Wolf here in Missouri. Seen it all. Seen it in 17 also. Nice. Hey, Teddy. Good to see you. Nice to see you, Teddy. Judy. Nice. Judy Allard. Hello, everyone. And Welsh Lady. Good evening, my lovely Welsh lady. How are you this evening? So good to see you. I hope you're getting feeling better. That's what we want. You feeling back up to back up to the level of Scottish at least. I mean, we expect you to hit the Welsh level of feeling good, but just at least Scottish is is good. That's a low bar, so take your time. Oh my God, Springfield, Missouri, nice, good to see you. Oh yes, hello from Marblehead, Ohio, and welcome everyone. And if I missed any of you guys, welcome to another wonderful evening. And we're just, like I said, this is going back to some of the Hale stuff that you've probably already seen if you followed the Hales. It's really interesting to me to enjoy seeing that the kind of attitude that Jeremy brought into a place that was probably languishing in its own dirty water, I guess is the best way to put it. They weren't thriving. I did watch some of Sundays, and that was wonderful how they were able to raise some good goals there for sharing to those 2 ladies. That's really lovely. I'm impressed with it. Just like heart goes out to trying to do the right thing. And sometimes, doing the right thing is painful, but I'm glad that they're doing that. Oh, God, you got on with a live also, most definitely. Welcome, my newest member, Linda Evers. Welcome. I hope you find what we do enjoyable. I should have Mo joining us here I'd say probably within the next half hour, but that won't stop us from getting some of that stuff caught up. Scott's cat, hello from Scotland. Well, you have the wonderful Welsh lady that's in Wales, down further south, just a little bit further south. Yeah, don't let them fool you. Hello from Scotland, Scott's cat. Yes, nice. Cream corn just isn't right. Well, it's just not the same. Depends on, whose corn is getting creamed upon. 48,003 days to save the child. That's wonderful. And, it becomes difficult because whenever you start bringing children into the situation, you are limited on what you can do. And, it's been said multiple times that going after LIEnette and John Crook is not what anybody should be doing. Reaching out to them, contacting them. Just let the court system do what the court system does. Let those people that are having that battle have that battle. Nothing more can be said than that. Just it sometimes comes off. If you get involved in these kinds of situations, then next thing you know, the story becomes more about you than trying to get to the bottom of everything. Unless you know all of the issues that were happening, makes it really difficult to see all of it. And let them deal this. Let them deal with this in court. Make it wonderful. Oh, nice. He's my favorite hysterical Canadian. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's got me. Hello everyone. Hey, from England, Julie Blimpede. I like that. Nice to see you. Julian, I'm sorry. I said Julie. Julian, sorry. Good to see you, Julian. Oh yeah, the sweet tea hoodie. I know. 16,000 just for a sweaty hoodie. Ooh. Sweet tea hoodie. Sweet tea hoodie. Oh, nice. Hello everyone. Good to see you, Cindy. Good to see you. Well, why don't we just go ahead and get down to the business of it. We're at the point here where we're going to be showing a little bit of the town election here. So this is with the mayor, and if you've seen this, then you know. If you haven't seen this, then well, maybe you don't know, but you get to find out right along with me.
What did he say?
Come on!
He said, I got something special for you.
Yeah, I bet he does. That's what I've heard that he has for a lot of people. Hello, this is Jeremy. How can I help you?
Hey, this is Amanda at the sheriff's office.
Hey, hi, Amanda.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
I have kind of a strange, question. I just received a call.
This is how big of a deal it is voting. The sheriff is here again.
Election day, voting day, it's a big deal here in Otter
Town
Creek.
hall, voting. What happened?
I was this close to getting Russ the sus on camera coming down our road. Why does he need to come down our road? It's a dead end. He saw the nose of my Jeep and then backed up
And he veered
then
off?
turned right onto another street.
Today's election day in Otter Creek, and Russ the Sus is always creeping and spying on everybody else. George and I, what are we going to do?
Dun, 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 dun. We're going to complete the mission.
We're going to go spy on Russ the Sus. We're taking George's car, so we're a little bit more incognito. My truck kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. So where's the first place you want to look?
Not to mention Ramsey's 2.0 is so loud.
That's true.
Diesel, baby.
Town hall. Should we look at Russell's house first? Where should we go?
Let's head towards his place.
All right. So Russell doesn't live far from here, and he keeps creeping around here as well. And he creeps around everybody in Otter Creek. And there are some extremely creepy things about him. And many of the residents of Otter Creek continue to tell us the creepy things about him.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, meeting him, you'll definitely get a creepy vibe.
we continue to ask them to share these creepy things that are of adult nature and share them on camera. And we don't have anybody that's willing to yet. So here's the campground. We're going past the campground right now. And here's Russell's place. 4 Flags, 460 Southwest State Road 24. Oh, private property. Completely and totally trashed. I mean, it's just the biggest mess in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Many of you are thinking, why not call Florida code enforcement? Well, Otter Creek is their own code enforcement, which is why nothing gets done. The council members won't clean up their own stuff. There's Russ's truck. One of them right there. You see it right there?
Oh, I see it all right.
That's Russ the Sus's truck right there. Okay, at the water plant. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull in here, and then, yep. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to stake out right here. We're going to follow him all day, the creep. Okay.
That's creepy.
Now, I fully intend and fully expect that he is going to, you know what? Let's do this. We're going to go around. that he's probably going to call the local sheriff, and I'm pretty sure the sheriff are going to do exactly what they did at Town Hall. Go, all right, let's hope we don't lose them. We're going to go in a loop so we can park in a better spot. I see random pit bulls running all over by his truck now.
Oh, that's horrible. Roy and the bio mom and dad are hooked on drugs and in treatment. Well, I hope they get the treatment that they need and get their stuff straightened out. I really do. I hope the best for everybody. I had a brother that was hooked on drugs and as did my wife. So we know the kind of pain that kind of stuff can bring to a family. And I hope that they can get this stuff all straightened out. There's a possibility time we'll see Jeremy stalking someone. Okay. Good. Tamara, how was your day? I saw that with the socks and realized my socks are no better. Okay.
Too. Normal in Otter Creek, everybody's dog in the middle of the road. Literally in the middle of the road. That's why some of the council members are actually saying, hey, we need to do something about this. The residents have to follow the Florida leash law. So you can't have an animal that isn't on a 6-inch, I'm thinking about pipes right now, a 6-foot leash or longer. So it's got to be, oh, look, here's a boat. So all animals, dogs in Florida have to be on a 6-foot leash or shorter. Can't be any longer than a 6-foot leash. Okay. And nobody here has their animals. And so what happens is they come on our property, they kill our birds, which we have had many birds lost. And wait, here's Laura Mott. Here's Not for Mott. Right out here. This is her place right here. No, that's Michelle. That's Michelle Preston.
Michelle's running for council.
Here is voting. Here's voting right here. Okay. So vote here. This is voting. That's Richard. And we know Russell.
Where's Richard?
He's standing at the door right now. We can't vote. Everybody wants to know, why can't you vote? Why can't you vote? Because we're not full-time residents. To be a full-time resident in any location, you have to live there 6 months and 1 day out of the year. Mm-hmm. We don't live in Otter Creek 6 months and 1 day out of the year. We live in Otter Creek 5.5 months out of the year.
We're short by 2 inches.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you're short by a 2-inch pipe. Oh, we are coming up on former mayor's Laura Mott's place. And you'll see, again, code enforcement is not a thing that's actually enforced, because if they had to enforce it, which is their responsibility, that means they'd have to clean up their own homes, which is right here, this yellow home. All right, let's do another loop around. Let's hope Russ didn't give us the slip, and we're just going to track him all day and see what he does. All right, we got Russ the Suss's truck right over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull right over here. We're on Roy's property right now. And we're just gonna, you see his truck? You see his truck right there? All right, so we're just gonna follow him. He likes to creep. Like, what in the world does he think he's doing creeping on my woman? More concerning, why is he always creeping on me? I would be concerned. Aren't you concerned?
I think
I hope she does get some rest.
Than me.
Typical. So we're just gonna see what in the world he's doing. He did not show up to the Meet the Campaigns event or Meet the Candidates for the campaign event, but he kept driving by instead of actually showing up and telling the people, this is what I'm for. This is what I want to do for Otter Creek. All he did was drive by and be a sus and a creeper. So this is the water plant. This is our Otter Creek water plant. It gives you the best green water you have ever seen in your life. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, well, I've seen swamp water before. It's incredible. Well, you probably haven't had Otter Creek swamp water yet. Still not safe to drink, although some do. And it's still not safe to consume, although some do. Many people in Otter Creek won't even use it for their animals. They just use it for washing. So let's see what he's up to today. He's obviously at the water plant. Do you think we'll get fresh water today?
I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Laura Mott. Here's Not for Mott. Right out here. This is her place right here. No, that's Michelle. That's Michelle Preston.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. Well, let's see.
About pipes right now.
Look.
A 6 foot leash or longer. So it's got to be, oh, look, here's a vote. So all animals, dogs in Florida have to be on a 6 foot leash or shorter. Can't be any longer than a 6 foot leash. Okay. And nobody here has their animals. And so what happens is they come on our property, they kill our birds, which we have had many birds lost. And wait, here's Laura Mott. Here's Not for Mott. Right out here. This is her place right here. No, that's Michelle. That's Michelle Preston.
Michelle's running for council.
Here is voting. Here's voting right here. Okay. So vote here. This is voting.
So they never said anything bad about her there. They just said, "Oh, she's there. She's running for council." Yeah, I saw the dog tent. It's
No.
really
Nobody here has their animals, and so what happens is they come
Sorry,
on our
playing this
property,
again.
they
I
kill
was
our birds,
looking
which
at-
we have had many birds lost. And wait, here's Laura Mott. Here's Not for Mott. Right out here. This is her place right here. No, that's Michelle. That's Michelle Preston.
Michelle's running for council.
Here is voting. Here's voting right here.
little
Okay.
dog tent.
So vote here. This is voting. That's Richard. And we know,
Where's she at? Why wouldn't she?
Russell,
Where's Richard?
he's standing at the door right now. We
Oh.
can't
This
vote.
was way
Everybody wants to
before
know,
all the issues
why
with her.
can't
Yeah.
you vote? Why can't you vote? Because we're not full-time residents. To be a full-time resident in any location, you have to live there 6 months and 1 day out of the year. We don't live in Otter Creek 6 months and 1 day out of the year. We live in Otter Creek 5.5 months out of the year.
Well, I don't know. I'll tell you guys an interesting story. I mean, so I have I have a neighbor. She's one of my neighbors calls her the witch just because she looks all witchy like. Whatever. She's actually, nice enough lady. I've talked with her and her husband. He's, he seems to be a pretty guy. He's a pretty good guy. He was, used to be a cop at one point. And whenever I first moved in here, just me being me, I asked them if they wanted, because they were an older couple, if they wanted me to blow off their driveway for leaves. And he's like, I can't afford to pay anything. I was like, takes me all of like 5 minutes to do. And they was like, oh yeah, sure. And then it was a little bit, they were like wanting to be picky about it or something. I'm just like, I'm just blowing off the leaves, off your drive, make it easier for, you guys to get around. That stopped the year before last. The reason it stopped is because my wife, seeing ivy crawling up on the fence, which, the fence separates our 2 yards. Don't know whose fence it is. It was put in before we moved here. Don't know exactly if it's hers or if it's ours. There's a full fence that borders the property. There's, whatever. Not really a big deal. We had trimmed off probably about 500 or 600 feet of ivy. Basically cut it short, and then you can pull it off the tree. Then my wife got it all off the tree, got as much off as we could. And over the few years, it dropped. Well, at some point that ivy started coming back up. It was crawling up all over the fence, starting to reach for the tree. And my wife came and she trimmed it all down. Well, our neighbor managed to flip out on my wife and start freaking out that we trimmed the ivy off of the fence. And, why didn't you tell me? And, just yelling like crazy. I was in the middle of sawing up some logs, just not, it was from a dead dogwood, or was that I think that was the maple that we had. But it was just some dead branches. I was trimming them up, and I turn off my saw, and she's yelling at me, and I'm just like, I have no idea what this lady's talking about, because my wife and I usually don't talk about every single little thing that we do in our yard. Well, she started flipping out, and I was just like, all right, this lady's going to flip out over this. What happens if I'm blowing off her leaves? That's the last thing I want to do, is stir up any more trouble. So I stopped blowing her leaves. I was just like, I don't have time to be nice to people, to have them, get all pissy with me. I just don't deal with it. I don't like drama. I hate it so much.
We're short by 2 inches.
I like watching it. I just don't like being part of it.
Yeah, well, sometimes you're short by a 2-inch pipe. Oh, we are coming up on former Mayor's Laura Mott's place.
Oh, Laura Mott's,
And
okay.
you'll see, again, code enforcement is not a thing that's actually enforced, because if they had to enforce it, which is their responsibility, that means they'd have to clean up their own homes, which is right here, this yellow home.
Hello, Stacy.
All right, let's
Good
do
to
another
see
loop
you.
around.
Good
Let's hope
Isha.
Rust didn't give us the slip, and we're just going to track him all day and see what he does. All right, we got Rust the Suss's truck right over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull right over here. We're on Roy's property right now, and we're just going to, you see his truck? You see his truck right there? All right, so we're going to, just going to follow him. He likes to
way better than Peyton's
creep.
place.
Like, what in the world does he think he's doing creeping on my woman?
Hey, Jessica,
more concerning, why is he always
good
creeping
to
on me? I
see
would
you.
be concerned. Aren't you concerned?
I think he creeps on you more than me.
Nice to
Typical,
see you.
typical. So we're just going to see what in the world he's doing. He did not show up to the Meet the Campaigns event or Meet the Candidates for the campaign event, but he kept
drove
driving
around.
by
He drove
instead
by
of
3
actually
times.
showing up and telling the people, this is what I'm for. This is what I want to do for Otter Creek. All he did was drive by and be a sus and a creeper. So
Well,
this is the water plant.
that's how it
This
goes.
is our Otter Creek water plant. It gives you the best green water you have ever seen in your life. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, well, I've seen swamp water before.
No,
It's incredible. Well,
haven't seen-
you probably haven't had Otter Creek swamp water yet. Still not safe to drink, although
Really?
some do. And it's still not safe to consume, although some do. Many people in Otter Creek won't even use it for their animals. They just use it for washing. So let's see what he's up to.
Maybe that's
today.
why their water bills
He's obviously at the
stay
water
low.
plant. Do you think we'll get fresh water today?
I don't know. I mean, I guess if I drink bottled water, I did bring some
Nice.
bottled water.
Do you think that's where the 1.4 million for internet services for the residents of Otter Creek is hidden, somewhere in those tanks?
Could be. Could very well be.
We're going to see where he goes and what he does. George just had a good idea. Instead of sitting here on the side of the road, she wants to actually go to our schoolhouse
1.4
property.
million for
And that way,
internet
Russ
services.
can't see
Oof.
us, and we'll see where he goes,
Right.
and then we'll be on his tail pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do that. We'll sneak over here on the edge of our property.
Because we're right over
We're
here.
right over there. We'll be able to see everything, literally everything. Good
From
idea.
both directions.
Time to see if we can zoom in.
Just got your water bill? Oh, nice.
I mean, we're pretty close.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
not going to skip away.
Oh yeah, we got you, Russ.
So whether
We
he
got you.
pulls out and goes left or right, we'll be able to see that.
He's pulling out.
He is pulling out.
All right,
Which
he's
direction
pulling
is
out.
he going?
He's coming our direction.
Okay.
Let's see where he goes, and then we're gonna be hot on his tail. He's coming our way.
Okay.
Let's see what happens here. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
What if he goes and hides at home?
I don't know. We'll just
They're
wait.
probably
and
just
see.
driving around.
Oh, he knows we're on to him now. He's passing us. He's gonna know we're on to
Yes,
him.
he's coming.
We can't even turn like he does down off roads to try and figure it out. There he is. That's definitely him. That's definitely him. We're on to him. We're on to him now.
We're on your tail, Russell.
Yep. So he could be going. Let's find out where he's going. He's going down. He's going down.
He's turning
southwest third. He's going down southwest third. He knows we're on him now.
So we're heading towards the campground
Yes,
right now.
this is the campground. Now he's spying on the campground. Let's see how this goes.
Really, from Michigan, I think Flint has better water.
There's Brett and Therese. There's Brett
Golly.
and Therese right there.
They're waving their flag.
Hey, Annette Harmon, good to see you. Good to see you.
Lord.
There's the campground that we
Lord.
stayed at when we first moved here.
Yes.
Loved the campground.
There's the
Oh my
mayor.
gosh.
There's a dog laying in the road.
Hey,
The mayor
Janice,
does
good to see
nothing.
you.
Nothing about the dog laying in the road. That's our mayor. That's our mayor. You know,
He's
we
got
don't
a ton of dogs.
want to protect animals or anything, do we? I mean, that's what all these taxpayers
Russ
paid for,
says.
these paved roads.
Russ is
for
crazy. All he
dogs to
does
lay
is
in.
drive around town.
All right, we're on Russ's tail right now. By the way, we will be going to town hall tonight at 7 p.m. Voting
Yeah, they're
stops
very
at
bad at
7
being
p.m.
sneaky.
And once voting stops, then there's going to be the unofficial read of who's actually voted in on council. And then that council at the second Tuesday of the month meeting, which is every month, there's a town hall meeting. That council of the 5 that are still there will vote the new mayor. We're hoping it ain't Russ the Sus.
Love it.
Where's
Love it
he
that
going?
we got
Where's he
Vols
going?
fans.
We're
in here.
passing up Otter Creek Woodward.
We are.
Good Georgia.
Passing up Otter Creek
UGA
Woodward.
fans.
Is he just doing laps to do laps?
All fans are welcome
This,
here.
I mean,
We don't
we're about to find out.
We are about to find out. We're
A
gonna
day in the
find
life
out.
of
Of course,
a
I'm
sus
trying to be
mayor.
He literally has done a circle so far.
Yes.
This has been a circle. There's no doubt Russ knows we're onto him.
Which we passed this up earlier where
Oh.
this is a junkyard.
You think code enforcement would do something? Nope, not our mayor. All right. No turn signal, illegal. Oh, wait, turns. Nope, no turn signal. Completely. He's looking in his mirror. Completely and totally illegal. No turn signal right now. He knows I'm onto him. Where do you think? Does he go back to the water plant or does he go home? Or does he try and lose us?
Well, he could have went this way,
He could
which
have.
is the post
He
office.
could have. But the
instead
post
he made a
office
left.
doesn't open until 12:30.
Oh, he's just
Right,
giving you a hard
right now
time.
it's-
12:11.
Good
We're
stuff,
heading
brother.
back towards the water tower right now.
So he just did a lap for what? For what?
Oh,
We don't know. We don't know. This is right where we were before. We just lapped it. Okay, where do you think he goes from here? He definitely knows we're onto him.
Hey.
I think he goes home to hide.
In the LC channel,
So-
funny as hell. Yeah.
His driveway
Just,
is past
Little
the
Hills,
Southwest
man.
3rd Street, which is where the campground is.
Right.
I think he's actually going to go
Absolutely.
home to hide now.
Yeah, LC
That's
is
my
fun.
guess.
We'll wait and see
LC
what
is
happens.
fun people.
Or he does another lap.
Oh, Jacob
Doing another
Castro.
lap? Nope.
Brother,
Nope. We just
Nope.
we just passed
We
up
just
the street.
passed
turn
him.
left.
wonder what
He's
would happen if I
braking
went
and
Gator jump.
going home. Home sweet home.
You.
Home sweet home. But we ain't done watching him. We're going to go wherever he goes. We'll get him again. We'll get him again. He ain't out. We ain't done. We're back in the school drive. Russ can't hide. His driveway is literally, see the flags right there?
Mhm.
That's his driveway.
That's
He may have went home to poop.
Maybe. My big question is why do a lap in a circle and then go home drive? We're going to take a lap now in Ramsey's too. Just
Me personally.
all right.
don't you come out on here. We are
We
almost
followed him
3
around.
hours away from finding out if the town is voted out.
What was that? Mo in the deep end raid. Awesome. Hello, Mo Raiders. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. I am so thank you. Thank you, Mo. Thank you very much. Your next stop was Tug. Ooh, Tug's good. Of course, I still love you. Mo Peeps. Hello, Mo Peeps. The raid. Bearded Man Steve. Good to see you, fine sir. Hype. Hype.
Russ the Sus. I can't wait to find out. And we're told that he always comes to the initial hearings. Look at him just creeping around town right now.
Now we're heading towards the campground
Yep.
again,
Creeping around the campground
which is one drive away from his
from
drive.
Russ's. You know what I think he's going to do? I think he's going to go back to his drive again
Ooh.
and try and throw us off. You think he'll hide? You think he needs a gate? What do you think?
If he comes out again, it's going to be his wife's
Tammy
vehicle.
Bugard. Good.
Well,
to see
he's
you.
definitely trying to throw us off with
How are you doing, Tammy? It's good to see you. Really good to see you. Welshly, yeah. Oh, yeah. We've got the Mo Raiders. Say hello to everybody. Say hello to the Mo Raiders. As they are some of the finest. They are some of the finest chat. They are some of the finest chat. So we always we try to keep our channel welcome to everybody. Mo Raiders, Hale's fans, everybody, because we like to give respect to everybody. And we're here to have a good time, have some fun, and If you're not having fun, well, then you're in the wrong damn place, because that's what we're all about, is having fun here. And tomorrow be doing the Edgecombe trial. So you get to if you haven't seen Edgecombe trial, oh my gosh, you want to see some insane stuff, watch the Edgecombe trial with us tomorrow. Oh my God, it is so crazy. You will probably see one of the best judges that was on the bench at the time. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'd love to have all of you fine folks there for that.
Some decoys.
Yeah.
And he's definitely breaking the law.
What's up, Valhalla, brother? Somebody say fun. There's always fun. There's always fun happening here. We're all about the fun. What are you doing, brother? How's them kids doing? He's got so many kids right now. I don't know. I don't think he has enough fingers and toes to count all of them. He's a busy man, very busy man.
He's not turn signaling. Now, that's the minor things that this person has done.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all you fine squirrels from around the world, we have the one, the only, the most beautiful, the most gorgeous, the best in the world, the one that will just warm your heart, warm your soul, make you just
I can see why he gets all the chicks. I mean, if I heard that sound, it would make me
quiver in your boots.
It definitely, I mean, smexy times 12.
Oh, I really like the hair you were wearing tonight. That was awesome. The blonde. That was your Sailor Moon.
It's well, so there's Sailor Moon, the scout, and then the queen. And I decided if I was going to judge people, I needed to be the queen. And she's Queen Serenity, and I'm Queen Shenanigans, because Serenity and me have never been associated. I've heard there's a zip code somewhere, but I've never actually been there.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Shizzy has all the pickup lines. Yeah, all the ladies go wild over me.
Yep. Except that Kaiser Pineapple did promise to take me or meet me at that super duper grocery store that he goes to next time he goes. And the way to my heart is an interesting grocery store because I'm weird.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Mr. Mo is like, "You're planning a trip to a grocery store?" I was like, "No, you don't understand. They have Sailor Moon soda cans." I was sold.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. Like, have fun with
like,
it.
why? I know, like, why not go? That seems like the only reason to go to a grocery store.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Janice says, hi, Mo. Hi, Mo.
Hello.
And everybody's just loving on the Mo. Your Raiders came in here.
Thank you. Yes.
And I let them know, this is a place where we come to have fun. There's no drama here. It is all just totally peaceful fun, and it doesn't matter if you're a Volunteers fan. That's okay. I'm a UGA fan. We don't discriminate at all. Like, all fans are welcome here. You can be like Valhalla waits and be a Bears fan. It's okay. We accept you. It's okay.
I know. I basically told everyone that I don't do drama. My leg can't handle it. So we are a drama-free zone at my joint.
Absolutely.
Everyone's welcome except drama, unless I'm doing it.
Yeah. If I'm doing it, there's a reason why I'm doing drama. And I usually try to keep everybody else out of my drama. I don't bring
That is the truth. Yep.
It's my own personal shite, and I keep people out of it. I might ask their advice, but I don't drag that stuff out here. This is just no drama.
I
just have some fun.
Yep. I'm Switzerland, y'all.
He's like 100% bullshit, 100% bullshit. If you saw the little symbol on my side, it's a little 100% bullshit. That is me. 100% bullshit.
I try. I mean, I'm only up to 73%. I haven't been practicing as much as she did.
Oh,
But I'm reading the book and I'm learning
well,
all the
we like to have fun here, and we do have some updates that we'll do
Ooh.
towards the end, which is really cool. And you did you hear that they're trying to get Harley, the
Oh,
sisters of the father, are
oh,
one of
wonderful,
the sisters of
wonderful.
the fathers trying to get custody of the kids, and they raised what was it, 4,500 no, it's 45,000
Oh,
um
wow, that's
in
awesome.
trying to obtain custody of the little one. So that's
That
what they're
is
working on right now, and they even managed to auction off a T-shirt for $16,000. That was the
that
very last thing. That's so
I
wonderful.
mean, that is awesome. The
For that,
only part of this that was heartbreaking for me, because everything else was like people of Walmart and adults that can handle themselves regardless of, maybe the judge being a bit of a jerk. There is agency and there is, adulthood and responsibility and all of that, for all of the other people. It was the 4-year-old little child was always the most heartbreaking thing for me, and I'm glad that people are paying attention. I am deep in my heart, I hope that LIEnette is trying her best, but she's just not capable of being a parent
it
rather than
happens.
it being malicious. But obviously, that's not a good situation for this little girl, and hopefully the sweet little angel is just taken out of the situation, because
Yeah.
that was the only part that made me really ticked off.
Or her situation betters with LIEnette.
Yeah.
I don't wish harm on anybody. That's the thing. I want, because it in this situation. Oh, I have that same remote control for my door, my garage door. I just looked up at his thing. I was like, oh, that's the same remote that I have. Exactly same one. Oh, sorry.
I'm glad you have all the squirrels today too, because I was
Yes.
doing nightly newsy news and I'm like, look, y'all, I'm sorry. No zombie apocalypse happened. The dogs and cats didn't start living with each other. I didn't even hear the weird backwards, Latin from Omen. So I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, so it was 45,000 that includes the hoodie of Jeremy's for 16. It's
That is
yeah,
really awesome. I
that is
mean,
just unbelievable.
and people can have different views and everything about whatever the Hales do, but I will say I have been inspired by their attitude of give back. What can I do as a person to give back in my capacity? So it, everyone is a human being. We all have flaws. Maybe we all don't catch the greatest part of ourselves on
Yeah,
camera if we're, doing things all the time. But
absolutely.
but these are the things that warm my heart. Other stuff,
Yeah,
but
that
this
stuff
stuff
is
is
just
awesome.
this stuff is awesome. And this, one of the reasons why I wanted to pull this one up is because they start going through the vote portion of it that comes in. And this is for that city council. So
Does.
that's
That's what I've heard that he has for a lot of people in
interesting.
the town of Otter Creek. That's how they get their water turned back on after he turns it off.
They have to do certain favors. It's pretty
Yeah.
pathetic.
Well, I meant-
Over.
Ew, for that dude?
He won't come out. He won't come out to the
This is the
public.
guy that they're following.
Well, I know, but you have to do favors to him? Old
That's what
Hank
he's
Hill?
heard. That's what
Grandpa
he's
Hill?
heard. That's what he's heard.
Look,
Doesn't
I'm
necessarily mean it's true, but that's
okay.
what some people have said.
Allegedly, I would be more inclined to deal with Cotton Hill from King of the Hill than this doofus.
Mm-hmm.
And Cotton Hill was all the misogyny and all of the ridiculous. But this guy just, it's like if Hank Hill gave into rage and just unalived Dale. Well, actually, I think Dale's behind him.
Look at this. Valhalla says every time he's on camera is his best time. That's why you have so many kids. That's what it is. We're at 52,000. Jessica, that's awesome. 52,476. Oh my gosh. If one of my mods can give me a link to that GoFundMe, I'll post it up there, and you guys are welcome to give if you want to. Yes. An expert was mentioning this earlier. He wants you to do some painting. He heard that you were an awesome painter. Well, that's what everybody
Me?
said. No, Valhalla.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, no, I'm not allowed to paint anything. Mr. Mo has decided I lack the what is it? Attention to detail. Because there's always dribbles and lines and runs, and finally I just got tired of being told to do stuff. So I was like, okay, well, you can just paint.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Okay.
Welcome.
Biggest injustice of my life, y'all. So one year we were going to host Thanksgiving, and Mr. Mo was working, and I didn't want to add anything more to him. So I painted the guest bathroom, and I did lines, and I did everything. I'd put up like tape. I was good. And the youngest, most feral found the roller and proceeded to roll several walls with the paint roller. And I was just like, I give up. This is obviously not my talent. But I would like to say that I did one room well.
Does happen. Here, what I'll do, I'm gonna make you a not you. Damn it. So that way you can post it up there. Jessica, if you've got a link to that, I'll post that up there. I know that you might have a link to their thing. So if you want to throw it up there, I'll pin it. You don't have to do any mod work. Don't worry. You're not being forced to do mod. The reason I made you a mod is so you can post the link up there, because that allows my mods to be able to do it. So that should be able to then I can pin it up there for anybody that wants to donate. You're not forced to. It is entirely up to you. Yeah, on the GoFundMe, you see 36,476 raised of the 7,500 goal. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, wow. I mean, that is the part that really, really is motivating me to really look outside myself and think, okay, you can do stuff for other people. So it's really inspiring to me.
Well, and here's the thing, I said this over the past week. One of the reasons why I do this is because this is really interesting to me. All of this is really interesting to me, and by the kindness of what the Hales that they've given me the opportunity to use their content, and anything that I can do to help out on my end, I'm more than happy to do. Outside of you're not going to have me go out and do some Dustin Bieber stuff like that with E Diddy, but outside of that, I'm able to help out any way that I can. But
I'd already signed up your contract and everything, Shizzy. You're ruining me as a manager.
Doggone it!
I have no more legitimacy. Got to call all those people back now. Dang it.
Yeah, I'm not going to take your wrench away from you. You're not going to lose it, Jessica. I only go through a purge like once a year, and whenever I remove wrenches. So don't you worry. If you're in competition with Valhalla, well, you've got a long way to go. Because Valhalla has wrenches of any YouTuber in the universe.
He really does. He's a wrench on my channel too.
Yeah, I mean he's got a whole truck dedicated to those wrenches. We would start calling him Tim the Tool Man, except his name isn't Tim.
No.
And
you really should work on that.
Yeah. Maybe a name change. We'll start calling
Yes.
you Timmy.
Oh my gosh. Oh Lord.
Oh, I love it. I love it. We'll call him Timmy. Timmy. Squirrels.
Well, so I got in trouble with my husband because I said I had a Jimmy pass, but not a Timmy pass. And he's like, "You are terrible." And I was like, "Excuse me, as a person with a limp who sometimes has to use like additional support to get around, I truly have a Jimmy pass." And then he's like, "That doesn't sound right." I was like, "Fine, I have a cripple pass." And he's like, "That sounds worse." I was like, "There's no winning with you. My vanity plate cripple pass."
No,
I
if you-
might need to think about my vanity plate because it might look like crip pass, and then people are going to be confused and be like, "No, look at me. Do I look like I'm associated with anyone?" No, it's because I'm crippled, because I have a limp, because I have a gimpy leg. So maybe I need to think about that. Gosh, all my squirrels are activated today. I am like expert. I have no filter today. I'm just expert. I caught it from expert. I was watching him today during the
Yes.
eclipse, and
I was watching it
I
too.
caught ADHD and no filterness from expert was our infection vector.
Yes, that's exactly what happened to me too. Because I was just like sitting back there, and then was just like, it's like here you are talking. What would an eclipse be without like getting urinated on by a cicada? Because that would be like and that's how Bigfoot she would track you. So that way she knew where to find you. Is you get the earthquake, you get this total eclipse, and a little cicada pee on you, man, it brings out the crazy in Bigfoot. I mean, it's like the end of the world for her, and she
I
is going to
know.
become a wild beast.
I will tell you guys there's a reason God didn't give me the ARC duty, because there's a lot of animals I would have just like not even invited. Like God would be like, "I sent cicadas to you." I'd be like, "Your Honor,
They can
I
fly.
asked them for their RSVP. They did not, and I don't even know where they were." And he'll be like, "Mo, I saw you step on them." Well, they were small. How am I supposed to know where they were? You should have made them. Well, I mean, I guess
Please don't make them
yes,
bigger. That
humanity
would've
won't survive.
Oh, please! I'm
I'd
starting
be
to feel
like,
sick. Don't worry.
"Okay, yes, we will go."
Oh, me personally.
I dare you to touch me. I dare you. But you're too scared because you know what will actually happen to you. What did Russell say to us? Was he yelling, waving us in?
He rolled the window down and started waving like this, and I heard him say, "I got something special for you."
I wonder if it's 2-inch pipe.
Maybe even 1 inch. It's that Southern hospitality. It's got to be 1 inch.
You aren't going to believe this.
What?
Over at Herschel's, the general store, one of our
Yeah.
neighbors just said that they're giving out flyers, and you're not going to believe what it says. It says,
Oh,
please
Lord.
vote. As you've heard, peaceful Otter Creek is in danger of being ruined by 3 of the largest landowners who want to pack the town with these outsiders who only have their self-interest in mind. Grand ideas about Otter Creek and how it should be changed their way. Okay, goes on. Rumor even has it that all the old houses and trailers should be removed. Oh, wait, hold a second. I'm pretty sure we're the ones buying up all the old structures and trying to restore them, but let's keep going on. Rumor has it that old houses and trailers should be removed or torn down because they look bad and have rats and snakes. They want yard cops to come around telling you how they want things to look. They call the wooded areas nothing more than old weeds, and they got to go. Next, it'll be septic tank inspections and replaced. Very expensive. Otter Creek has been a nice, peaceful place to live. Part of their scheme is to have everyone in the trailer park vote for their candidates, even giving a hefty discount on this month's rent. This is pure and total slander. Pure slander. And even giving them a hefty discount on this month's rent. Just because they have more money.
Hey, I think you're muted, or
I'm just going to say, Sal, love you, brother. We don't do drama here. So if you got issues, You take it up with David. You take it up with the Hales. Don't bring that here. I appreciate you, brother. Love you to death, but it doesn't fly here. We're having a good time, and we don't need that. So thank you. Appreciate you.
Inland than us. They want to control us. Well, hold a second. Isn't council controlling everybody as it is anyway? So you're saying if somebody has money, they're controlling, but if somebody doesn't have money and they're on council, they're not controlling. It's all being controlled by somebody. Foolishness. I swear sometimes I think a crayon has a higher IQ than some of these people. All right, we're getting to the YouTuber. They have more money and land than us. They want to control us like we are county bumpkins, and they know what's best for us. Being egged on by an outside YouTuber, pretty sure I'm on the inside. I mean, I live here, whose claim to fame is dozens of negative videos about how bad Otter Creek is. He stirs the poo, then watch the weak jump in on the bandwagon for their minutes of YouTube fame. Well, it's actually been years, and all we do is show what Otter Creek actually is. I mean, maybe you're the problem. Did you think about that? Maybe if you do something good, then maybe we'd be filming the goodness of it. But we'll go on. Okay. He stirs the poo and then watch the weak jump on the bandwagon. By the way, all of you YouTube viewers and fans, they just called you weak. I don't know how you feel about that, but hey, let's go for it. And for their few minutes of fame. Also disturbing, an orderly town council meeting. Also disrupting an orderly town council meeting, an illegal meeting, by the way, which I have every legal right to do what I did. But I'll digress. Also disturbing an orderly town council meeting, hoping to cause a big scene so he can put another negative video on YouTube to get more hits, which makes more money for him. Your mayor brought in 3 sheriff. All right, let's keep going. And boll weevil without a, I can't even. Boll weevil without a home. You should listen to the song. Beware strangers knocking on your doors. Do you want water bills to go up? That's what will happen. You think?
It's already happened.
It already did happen.
Yeah,
water bills to go up. That's what will happen. They don't care. They're only going to bring them up in small. It's nothing for them. Increments. It's a lot for us. Make bad decision, we pay the price. You know Otter Creek. You don't want to know the new Otter Creek. Believe me. The current mayor is not corrupt, as they say. All right, then what is he?
He's not.
The law is going to figure that out. A judge is going to tell you exactly how corrupt he is. Your paper means nothing. The law means everything. And
do I need to get the scepter out?
Let's keep going on because the mayor is not as corrupt as Jeremy
Do you need to get the scepter out?
Who you
I have the scepter.
The town clerk is not incompetent, as they say. All right, well then you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, what's the incompetence level? I mean, at least give us, she's not as incompetent as they say. The town council does not deal behind closed doors, as they say. Lies. Otter Creek is in good hands. Doesn't need outsiders telling us what's best. Just vote with your gut feeling and common sense. Common sense for anybody tells you to vote these people out.
Oh, of course.
The big landowners want these changes. Ask yourself why. Believe me, it's not for you. It's only for them. Like George Carlin said, it's a special club, and you ain't in it. It's easier to fool a person than it is to be convinced that he is full. Vote for Otter Creek.
Snacks?
Yes, please.
Wait,
vote
you didn't
for
get
Otter
the
Creek.
message?
Get these corrupt in.
You didn't get the message. You're supposed to bring your snacks.
Dang it.
Especially fruit roll-ups. You're supposed to like put fruit roll-ups over your face and then just like try to eat them off.
Oh God, I remember when kids used to do that, and I was just like, "You are so disgusting."
They were.
Like I said, I was born 173. I swear, I was born a grumpy old person. I'm pretty sure I'm the reincarnation of B. Arthur because I was just born like done with it. I'm like,
I'm just here. Wait, there's snacks here, Stacy. Oh, Stacy is a snack.
Individuals out. Polls close at 7 p.m. And we're going to get the unofficial announcement now who those 4 candidates are being voted in.
Wow.
Hopefully it's the people that Otter Creek needs.
This is how big of a deal
Fingers.
it is voting. The sheriff is here again.
Election day, voting day, it's a big deal here in Otter
Town
Creek.
hall, voting.
What time is it now?
The sheriff's just like,
7:22.
what?
We've been waiting out here for 22
Don't
minutes
care.
Okay.
for them to do
I
what they
know,
need to do
the
in
sheriff
town
is so-
hall so
Yep.
that we can come in.
And we're headed in now. Sheriff is in there as well. You ready for a good seat?
I'm ready.
Is that true, Mo? You tell people to get off your lawn.
I just, I'm probably I would now tell my kids. I'm like, after, so
You
I
probably
don't
tell
know
them,
if
get off the
everyone.
lawn. Please. Mo, you're so nice. I can see you getting angry and yell at your kids.
There have been moments like when I was having to bake a bunch of cupcakes, and I found that someone, and I think it was a robber, is from what I was told, came in and didn't opened every single, like, the big square boxes of ramen noodles, opened all of them and just licked the seasoning pack out of them and left the ramen noodles everywhere.
Mm. 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 No, that's a mess. That is a mess. President Mo possibly bringing presidential cats.
Yes. So I learned that there's a bunch of cats all around the Mexican presidential palace, and they have become like, well, they called them living permanent assets or something. So they are going to get taken care of for the rest of their lives. And I'm just thinking, if I get into the White House, it'll be cat house. I mean, I'm going to have my big giant Maine Coon. I don't know what I'm naming it because I haven't seen the litter. We're supposed to see them on the 20th, but I will probably give it a ridiculous name because that's just me.
Absolutely.
And then I would have a bunch of those. I would just have a herd of cats in the White House, and I think that would make everything better.
So a friend of mine, she was young, dumb, and got a DUI. That's the best way of putting it. And she got her license. She might have had more than one. I don't know, something like. She did get her license pulled from her, and one of her friends, or someone that she knew, had this cat. It was just like, oh, she's got this cat. She can't care for it. How about, I bring cat over, and she just needs a good home because they're gonna and felt really bad because they had the cat declawed, so it had no front claws, so it couldn't survive out in the wild. It's just like great. So they brought the cat over. She brings the cat over, and after a short period of time, it's like, man, that cat is just getting fat. Well, it turns out cat was fat because she was pregnant. They had her declawed, but they didn't have her neutered. I'm like, well, son of a bitch. So she has a litter of 4 kittens. She did eat one of them, which was really weird.
Well, I mean, you're hungry after.
I guess I don't know. But so we had 3 cats. It was Huey, Dewey, and Louie. So Dewey was spelled D-Y, of course, because why wouldn't you? And Dewey, which as little kittens, they're just cute little bundles of like weirdness and bobbly and everything. And once they were weaned, I managed to one of my bandmates said that he wanted one because he wanted a cat. He'd been wanting a cat forever, and just was like, to just want to get a cat, and saw the ones that I had. So I was like, okay, so cool. So we got Huey and Louie, went to nice homes, as did Mama Cat, because it was just like I didn't want to. I was like, I took it for a friend, and I realized I don't like cats at all, which is fine. I mean, if you're a cat person, more power to you. I won't hurt animals because that's just not me. But I gave her a nice, good home. I made sure that she was neutered before she got home too. And then just, said, listen, she's got no front claws, but she is a sweet cat, and she's, she'll be a good addition to your family. So they were more than happy to take her in. Well, little did I know that Dewey, that came out just being like this little bitty puffball that, like, well, I could fit him in one hand because I have big monster hands. That Dewey ended up being a Maine Coon that was probably about 3.5 to 4 feet long from and stood up shoulder height to like a couch. So he was,
I know.
he was,
That's
and he would get this big fur. I mean, he was just a big fluff ball. But the cool thing is he loved getting his hair cut. He loved going to the groomer and getting his hair cut. So
I know.
what they would do is they would take him in, they would get him all shaved down, and sometimes they give him like a lion cut and stuff.
I know.
Oh, he was just so damn adorable. And he never forgot me, because whenever I would come over and show up at my bandmate's house, Dewey would come up, he would sniff me a couple of times, and he would just crawl right up on me, just like, hey, buddy, how's it going? It's like,
yeah. Well, I had always wanted one for a certain birthday of a certain age, which I refused to name. But I had Fry, and then on our last date night, I don't know if you heard about that, but Mr. Mo was ticking me off. I'm like, why are you on your phone? We are supposed to be doing date night. Turns out he was filling out an application to go look at a litter of kittens. So then I felt bad for being mad.
Oh, Captain Kern, you've got a colonoscopy coming up?
No.
That's always fun. No, I
do not listen to me, but possibly eat a gummy bear and see if they actually do it. They'll be like, did you eat a gummy bear?
Well, here's the thing. Whenever men hit a certain age, it might be women too. You hit a certain age, you have to go get it's a good advice to get that done. I'll get into something a little more heartbreaking than that. But anyhow, so yeah, I had to do that. And of course, the worst part about it is not the whole the procedure, because that's pretty, like, you're knocked out for that. It's like leading up to the procedure where you have to sit there and like completely be like flushed out is what they want. Yeah. Whenever they say completely flushed out, you're completely just like, if I have to drink another gallon of this, I'm not, I don't know what to do. Is it just doesn't stop? It's like, no, make it stop, make it go away. This is no fun.
It is a big investment. But I had wanted, it's a big birthday coming up, unfortunately.
Oh, nice.
Time continues to drag me into middle age, but I am not maturing.
They refuse to knock you out? Maybe because you like it too much.
Is Joel Guy Jr. your physician? Just asking for a friend. Maybe you don't want to be knocked out.
It's good, Roto-Rooter. Yes, it is. We got like 2 conversations going on here. I have 2 cats. One is 20 years old and the other is 2 years old. Love kitty, but hate litter boxes. Yeah. So my wife inherited a cat whenever she was in college from her ex. Like he took the dogs and left her with the cat, which he wanted the cat, and she was like, I don't like cats. She doesn't like cats at all. There's one reason why we'll never have cats around, is because she doesn't like cats. I don't like cats, but neither of us are going to hurt animals. That's just not our thing.
No, it's just not your preference. Yeah, I get it.
So she was oh geez, she had like 2 litters before she got this cat, and so she was probably about a year, maybe 2 years old whenever she got the cat, and that cat lived a long time, and she was the absolute sweetest thing that you could ever imagine. So yeah. Anyhow, let's get off the colonoscopies.
We're talking about cataposcopies right now. Cat colonoscopies.
Cat colonoscopies. It's so weird. It's disturbing.
Just stop by when we're done. We're almost done. So stop by when I need to see it.
Yeah, just come anytime.
Ooh, I need to get a real gavel. I want one so bad.
You can order one on Amazon.
I know I can. I'm just.
You want to get it from
Fry
somebody.
ate the last 2.
Oh, well,
They were
you want to
plastic
get
though,
you
and
want to
play
get
ones.
one from like someone prestigious. That's what you want to do. Like
I know.
like Judge Borowski. Say, hey, Judge Borowski, can you just send me a gavel signed?
Ooh.
And we're gonna be getting to meet Judge Borowski tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We're doing the Edgecombe. I know that you had a lot going on. You weren't able to show up for last week, but we are doing the
Yeah.
Edgecombe
But
stuff.
I
You didn't
I
miss
will be.
the good stuff yet.
Oh, good.
The good stuff is coming. The opening statement was absolute garbage from what's his name, Leroy Jenkins.
Dingus.
Yeah, he was fun. Just
You know, sometimes I wonder about the people who get through law school because I've heard that you have to take a pretty intensive test to get into law school
mhm.
with logic and everything. And then I hear some of these people and I'm like, did the logic stick even come near the zip code of where you live? Because, no.
No.
We got people stopping by all the time, no matter if we're busy or not.
You don't need an appointment. So just if you see your truck, just go away.
Mary DeGroot, Tammy Boyle,
Mary de Groot.
my name is Groot.
I know, but she has a tenuous grasp or tenuous relationship with math.
Yes,
Okay. All right.
it was a sweatshirt.
Good evening, everyone. I think the first
No,
thing
I
that
like
we
your
should
legs.
do
It was a
is
sweatshirt.
Oh, cool.
introduce the canvassing board that's here with you tonight. And
Mary Math is scary.
I think I can speak for Michelle right now that we are here to make it organized, help make it organized, help make it easy, understandable, double check things. Okay, so I think that would make everyone feel at ease. So Michelle, you wanna
Ease.
introduce yourself?
I'm Michelle Langford. I'm Levy County tax collector, part of the canvassing board.
I'm Tammy Boyle, and I am Levy County
Yeah, that's county
Board, and I
personnel right
represent
there.
District 4, and I am the chairperson for the canvassing board this evening. And Mary DeGroot, town clerk.
So this lady, all the way over this for Levy County, she looks interesting.
Okay,
Like-
the
like,
other
so
two
she's from the
managed to
county.
wear like semi-casual business attire.
Yeah,
You know, one had
Mary-
like a polo from her work. She has a very nice shirt on, and Mary's like, I'm going out to the
superstar.
beach.
I'm a superstar.
I don't know. It's just a bit.
It's weird. Yeah, the polling
Yeah, if
commission.
I knew I had a town council thing, I'd put something nicer on.
We're trying to be nice here. We try to be nice as much as we can. Not a lady, but we understand.
You know, I've heard tell
So-
people are nice.
So this Miss Langford, she seems very like she's from the county, so she might have a little more impartiality to this town.
We
Yeah.
had a canvassing board meeting to go over and review what Tammy Jones gave us for our booklet of a canvassing board, the do's and don'ts. We had that on March 27th, and I brought with me a copy of the minutes. So if you would like to have a copy of the minutes at the end of the meeting, just ask for it. There is a clipboard going around. Those are public comments. So after I go over the mentions, everyone here has a right to speak before we start counting the ballots. And
Just remember, if you feel impotent, you must dress impotent.
Yes.
At least that's what my doctor told me. That's why I wear a suit
And a stethoscope.
and a stethoscope.
opening the ballots and tallying. Okay, everyone has a right to speak. Please fill out a card.
Oh,
You have
yeah.
3 minutes.
Mary,
to
not
speak.
so.
After the meeting is adjourned, you also have another opportunity to speak. again.
Shizzy,
So if the
why do they
card
have a
is
murder
okay,
board
I'll
in
just
their
call you up
county.
one at a time, and you'll
I mean, allegedly, I'm sure it's not a murder board, but we have a bunch of pictures connected by strings to thumbtacks.
Well, it's to
I'm
let you
calling that a
know
murder.
what's the little. I guess those are post-it notes. It looked like they were wearing dresses or something, but I was like, why are they? Yeah, I saw the murder board, I was like, this really. I do like their library though.
I'm beginning to like this town. If they have a in-town murder board,
You would join in a heartbeat. Just be like, hook me up with the murder board. I am
I
all
know.
in. Like I can draw up a murder board for you that will surpass this for you. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
but it'll have a lot of cursey words, maybe, and some not appropriate conversation. But
Well, we do
town
that.
input.
We do that sometimes. We do use cursey words. Just little ones. Just little ones.
time for that 3 minutes, and you can make another public comment. Okay, does that make sense?
Oh,
Wonderful.
the library is gone now?
Moving on. I'll just
That
go down my
sucks.
list. Some rules and statute regulations.
Where did all those
that
smexy
everyone
books go?
here
Because
this
it was
evening
like 50
should
Shades of Grey and then a
During
bunch
the
of historical
counting and opening
romances.
of ballots,
Yeah.
please silence all your cell phones.
Well, I see Dune. At least they have that there. See right here, that's Dune.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
they
No, I was
started-
wrong. That says Duke. Sorry.
Duke. It was the country western Dune.
Yeah, the country. Sorry.
And any other electronic device that you may have with you tonight. Please do not text while we're opening and tallying the ballots. Also,
No, I didn't.
recording or filming during the process of opening and counting the ballots is prohibited, completely prohibited. And the reason for that, it's in statute. I can read it that Tammy Jones sent me, but basically what this does is you are protecting the voters' right. You're protecting their signature. There's so many capabilities of
At least it
Oh,
looks
well,
good
that's
use.
good.
can be zoomed in
Yeah.
on, and believe it or not, but signatures can be zoomed in on, and signatures.
You were right.
So that's why they put it there. Okay.
Mostly
Look,
romance.
when
It was
people-
Mary. It was Mary's
Right now
reading time.
is your warning,
She had her own
okay?
story.
It is
I
seen
would be tempted.
protect
I'll be
you, any of
honest.
us here at the
Mhm.
canvassing board that were being recorded or filmed, you will be asked to vacate the building, okay, for the remainder of the count.
Ooh, yeah.
Please, no disruption, no vocal interruption
Gotcha.
by any of you while we're doing the opening and the counting.
Mhm.
That's, greatly appreciated. You definitely have your time to speak, and that will be given to you. Okay. Before beginning the ballot processing and at the end, the unofficial results stated and the meeting adjourned. I'm going to repeat it again because I wrote it down. Any observer has the right to public comment with a time limit of approximately 3 minutes. Okay, are there any questions with that?
I am smart. SMRT. Smart.
It would be preferred.
Sort of
no
the so
text
that's
or
my
video
rest
time
assess Mash's
contaminated
character.
mileage.
That's
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. That is the best thing I've ever heard. I like subtle subversion. That's great.
I
And he
love
probably
it.
didn't notice.
No.
But that is God level passive aggressive. I bow down. I have the scepter. You have been inducted into the Shitlord Hall of Fame, madam. We all bow to you and your skills.
I'm so impressed.
If I had a hat, I would doff my hat to you.
Oh yes, I forgot to ask you. Did you have fun, Jessica, yesterday with DUI guy and all the rest of those fine folks? That was so much. It looked like you were having a great time. Just, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, here we go. We'll get back to it.
Okay.
Tammy, will you tell us when to stop recording and then when we could start
Yes, I
again?
will.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I will. You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
That's nice.
Okay. At
That's
the end of
good.
the board's counting and tally, we will announce the unofficial results, and then at that time, we will adjourn. This is unofficial. I'm saying it's unofficial tonight because there's our provisionals. There may be a challenge. We don't know. So when we tally everything up and we say, okay, this person, this person, this person, please know that it's all unofficial. We will have another meeting to announce the official results. That will be this Thursday, April 6th at 9 a.m. This is also a public meeting, so you are more than welcome, okay, to come back here and we'll do the same setup. Okay?
That's here, ma'am.
That's here in the same building. Yes, sir. All right. I said that. Okay. Right now, before we get into the gavel being hit and start our work here for you tonight, this will be the round one for public comment. So if there's anybody that would like to make a public comment right now, you have 3 minutes, and the timekeeper is Ms. Michelle. Yes, ma'am.
My calendar says that April 7th is a Friday.
It's Thursday, April 6th. The 6th.
Okay.
Did I say the 7th? I said the 6th, right? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Are there any public comments right now? Any cards that need to come up and nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So at this time, we're going to get the tally sheets ready, and all recording, video, all electronics need to be turned off at this point.
Hour and a half later, here's what's happened. Therese Ganger is part of the crew that got voted in, 34 votes. Gail Lamb got voted in with 44 votes. We've got Zim Padgett in at 34 votes. There is a three-way tie. Russell Meeks Sr. Yeah, Russell got voted in with 33 or 34 votes. There's 2 more provisional votes, but that won't upset the actual majority vote anyway. It looks like Russell will be on this board, which also means I continue to move forward with a lawsuit against the town of Otter Creek. And here's probably the most disturbing thing. The current mayor doesn't even show up to the reading of the election results. What does that say about you and how you value the people who voted for you?
True. Well, and that is sort of like common. I mean, if you think that you've already got it, also, why do you want to show up? It's just going to stir the pot even more. I mean, I have to agree with Russ not showing up. Why show up if you don't want to stir the pot? Then you just don't show up.
Well, yeah, that or you've been able to read the room, and you know the old guard will be on your side, but the new zeitgeist is against you.
Right.
It would be a very uncomfortable situation to be in. I don't know that I would have the personal fortitude to go either, to be honest. So,
Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll sort of see a little bit of this next one here, and we'll sort of get a little bit of idea.
And the results. Well, 2 days later, the official results are released here in Otter Creek, and man, things just get odder and odder. We're at the schoolhouse, but at the same time, we're going to be flipping back and forth over to town hall.
Ooh, town hall. I love the town hall stuff. There's
Everybody that sees this room keeps telling me the slats need to come out. I'm the only one that thinks that they should stay.
What do you think? Slats in or out?
I kind of like the pattern. I think if you did something with it, but I don't know what the plans are, if you have to put sheetrock on that or what. It seems like the slats would make it easier to put sheetrock on, but I don't know if they're going to do that.
Easier to hang things off of. But if you were leaving it open like that, would you leave the pieces in there? You're not hanging anything off of it, you're just leaving it open.
I kind of like the pattern. I could see how it would bother other people though. And I would be afraid that the slats were structural, but I don't know enough about. Look, I would get experts to tell me what to do because holy fazolies,
Well,
I don't know what's load bearing or not.
looking at it, the slats are not structural except for holding
Oh.
smaller tiles off of it. Those do not look structural. It's
Oh.
like something that you would attach sheetrock to, but you could still attach sheetrock to the other ones. But to me, it
Okay.
looks like it might be keeping them all in a line, but I don't know how structural that they would be considered to be, because those
Yeah.
are some pretty 2x8s or 2x6s running across the top of
Yeah.
it. So, but I'm no engineer.
Well,
Never
it seems like a really big building, so I don't know that. Look, I'm not a constructurologist. I
Neither does JKD Buck. He's been watching you too much, Mose. I don't have a degree in structurology.
I love it when people tell me now I say things like add ology to things and just,
Just
expect
ology
people.
it.
Yeah, and people look at me like I'm weird. I'm like, welcome to my life, 21st.
Oh,
My
gosh.
therapist
think
is
they
like,
should
it
stay-
seems like you use humor to express your feelings. I was like, I know, I wrote that in the 75-page, booklet you had me fill out before you let me come in, and I'm guessing you didn't read it.
They had wood, but they removed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's removed
Okay,
there.
well, I guess I do like it without the slats. I will say, having seen both, I just, like I said, it's a big building, and I would not know what to do.
Well, it is.
Oh,
It is.
JKD Buck, I hope your daughter isn't scarred for life, or your child.
I hope not either. What was just saying?
That's I try.
Yeah,
One day I hope to be a YouTubeologist. I am simply semi-competent in YouTubing.
yeah, same. I'm having fun. That's what I do. I just like having fun.
To the original. We're literally going back to the original. All we've done is taken out the additions that other people have made. We haven't done anything to the actual structure.
Mhm.
And so I love the beauty of it. I just love it. And this is
Gorgeous.
kind of, the test to see what we're going to do for the other rooms. And I love the beauty of the wood and the brick. Obviously we'll paint, and then we'll have a dollar sale in here.
Do you have this? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay. So what we do now as a board is we are going to take the unofficial results. Nothing has changed. There's been no other votes to be counted. And we are just going to transfer that information to the official election results. And then once this meeting is adjourned, those are your official results for the election. So we will go.
You subtract 2 votes from the official results?
No, because they were never
counted.
They were never counted. So nothing was added,
They
nothing
were
was
just
deleted.
now.
All right, so Therese Ranger. Get this out of the way. Therese Ranger still has her total of 34. Gail Lamb has her total at 44.
Well, welcome, Little B, for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And so someone actually earlier had sent a super chat, and I don't think I paid. I don't think I gave you the respect that you deserve there. So this is for you. That was a little too much. Sorry.
I know that's how they train them, but that looks just awful.
It does look
Especially
awful.
that giant smile on her face as she knocks the kid in. Like,
I
you should at least
know.
look a little like chagrined or something that you're not. I mean, I understand that it's supposed to be, not upsetting to the child that they're fallen into water, but that psychotic smile you have on your face makes it look
Well,
like you're enjoying this a little too much.
well, kids will naturally also know how to swim. It will naturally kick in.
Yeah.
And if you do it at a young age, whenever they get a little bit older, they're just sort of like, I don't understand what I need to do. And also you have someone that's right there with them. And
Oh,
one of
yeah.
those things that helps out is think about how many children fall into pools chasing after a
Oh,
ball
yeah.
because they're just not thinking.
Oh,
They don't have that
yeah.
mental capacity that they walk right into the pool, and all of a sudden, they're the most horrendous thing happens because they got into an
Yeah.
area they shouldn't have been in, and you could have it fenced off. Kids are
Oh,
miraculously able to do some
absolutely.
weirdest crap. So it's just like it's like, man, just to give them that training ahead of time, that's beautiful. I never would have thought of it. Never would have thought of it at all. So
Yeah, no, it really is a good thing to do. Again, it's just that particular instructor with the smile was a little too much for me.
well, it is creepy. Oh my gosh, Little B. Thank you. Oh geez, so much. Okay, Little B. Which one should we give Little B for this for the
Hmm.
I'm thinking a dance. I think we give her a dance. And the colors matched up with your oh my thank you, Little B. That is so kind of you. I appreciate this. Man, I thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, your stepdad was always wait, man, that just slipped right past me. Your stepdad was always stop the fighting, stop the fighting in the water, relax. The water is your friend. The water is your friend. I
I
can imagine.
tell you guys, I worked as an aquatic therapy instructor. There are some people that float and some people that sink, and I am the sinkingest person ever. I I don't know it. I look, I have enough fluff to be buoyant, but I still sink.
Oh. Then they put in glass bridges and get the kids to walk over them without thinking that they may try to cross some place where there's no fall of hundreds of feet. Oof. Oh
Holy
yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Little B, for the super chat. They do look like bees, don't they? Floating is fun. We all
yes, I did aquatic aerobics. It is actually harder than it looks. I will
it
tell
is.
you, you're fighting up to, well, 7 to 16% increased resistance in the water. So it really is, once you add the float weights and stuff that you have to hold down, it's not a bunch of grannies. They do have pole dancing in Florida, aquatic pole dancing. Um, I never got that far, y'all.
You got that sinking feeling. Whoa, that sinking feeling. You've got that sinking feeling, and it's glove, 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 all the way down.
That is true. That's the best thing.
Well, no, I
Stacy,
was.
I'm not sure that I would float even down it with, the it monster. The it monster would be like, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
Well, and see, I became a lifeguard in what would have been my high school year. I became my final high school year. I became a lifeguard, which was the first college course that I ever took, and because it was a college course, you could only go to the college to get that certification, which was really damn easy. And then of course everything went to shit. I started doing a bunch of drugs and ended up in rehab. And well, the rest is history. After 4 years in the military, wonderful. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it happens. We all have our are dumb as heck moments, and then we grow from them.
I'm
I
glad
wish
that
we
I
could get all this wisdom without, the poop parts where you make a big old mistake, but
yeah,
fortunately, that's not how it works
well, that
sometimes.
that's why I don't ever get too angry whenever bad things like this first part of this year was absolute just garbage for a lot of people. I mean, for me, I know it was. For my wife, I know it was, but like my office was flooded and then had a death in the family, and just like everything seemed to like pile up and pile up. And every time that my wife would start to get a little bit stressed out, I would just give her a nice big hug and say, okay, well, you know, we've got more to go through. We'll get through this. And whenever we see the light at the end of the tunnel, it'll happen. It's not the end of the
Yeah.
world. We have an eclipse coming up that we can worry about it then. Which of course didn't happen either. So disappointed. I was stockpiling ammo girl. How are you doing? Good to see you. And it was because I was hoping there would be like a zombie apocalypse. I mean, how fun would that be? Jeez.
I know. I was hoping it was gonna be like a Welcome to Zombieland or something.
Yeah. Zombieland
But
was such a
no.
fun movie. Oh.
I know, except I would be looking for Star Crunch. I'm just saying Twinkies. Star
Yes,
Crunch is
Star
where
Crunch.
it's at.
It is.
Yeah, because those are I don't know like if they just put directly like all the sugar that you need for 8 years in them, but you somehow managed to make a Rice Krispie treat with caramel and chocolate, and I'm like, y'all, I was trying to be good.
Well, and I will say the good part about is going through a little bit of trials and tribulations is you can relate to other people that have issues going on, and it makes you more forgiving to everybody that might be going through shit, because everybody goes through shit
Yeah.
constantly. Everybody goes through shit, and it sucks for anybody. And having that empathy towards somebody else, you can go, I understand. So no, prayers to the family. I mean, it is what it is, and we all hope that everybody has the best life that they can, and you
Yeah.
grow from things. And we love everybody here. So like I said, growing from it, and you give appreciation where you can for all the little things.
Yeah.
Russell S. Meek Sr. has a total of 34. Laura Mott has the total of 25. Zim Paget has a total of 34. LIEnette MLA Preston has 28. Darren Severino
ran for
has
election?
11. Daniel G. Shannon has 20. Stuart has 30. And based on every vote that we counted, there were basically, with the ballots, there were 67. With the 4, that's 71. So your total would be 260, which balances out. And election day, I'm just going to transfer the same over here.
We got this giant shed here on the back of the property, and I think we're going to have to move it because I feel like we're encroaching a little bit on the neighbor's property. We're not sure. They're getting a survey, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. You see the rope here? So, and it's touching back here on the corner. I just rather be safe than sorry. So we got to decide where we're going to put this shed. But the thing we got to do before we put the shed somewhere is we actually have to empty it. And before we empty it, we want to see what's inside. Are you ready, George?
Oh, yeah, it's a hot one today.
Woo.
Oof. No,
this
thank
thing.
you.
Oh, wow.
There's 3 of them.
Oh, I
Three right
like
there.
those chairs.
3 chairs.
So we had those chairs whenever I was growing up. We had those same exact ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was just thinking they've kept them really nice.
Yeah. They do look in really good shape.
Yeah.
Check out this old scale, right? Oh, the top of the scale is missing. This is an old scale.
It's
really
still
cool.
really cool.
Really
They
cool.
got the
Looks like
numbers
they also
written in.
had-
The number.
They got the numbers written in with white out. I love it.
Hey, it's called hillbilly ingenuity. Hillchucknuity is just like
Oh.
Chuck Norris nuity. We'll
is.
get it done.
Super cool.
Just get
Cool though.
one way or the other.
We got some totes.
Okay.
You never have enough totes,
We
right?
do love toads.
Never ever have enough totes. Brian and I are gonna have to clean this all out.
Top person overall is Gail.
Oh, what we got here?
There's chairs back here with no seating.
It's like a
on it.
mix and mash here.
We got this danger
Yeah.
cone right there. Danger, danger.
We
Should-
could definitely use that cone here.
Or put it in front of town hall. Danger, danger.
Okay, so the official results will be the top 3 the top person overall is Gail Lamb with 44. The next 3, there was a 3-way tie, but there wasn't a 5th that was tied. So those next 3 that are the same take the election, and that is Therese Granger, that is Russell S. Meek Sr., and that is Zim Paget. So those will be your official election results. Okay,
There you go.
anything else from the board?
So the changing of the seats will be not this coming board meeting? Changing of the council?
I believe they'll be sworn in at the next meeting.
They should be sworn in at the next official meeting.
And new business on the next meeting? Yes, okay. That's what I was verifying.
Because there are some bylaws that were written last year that state something different.
Okay, I don't think we don't have anything to do with that.
Okay. That was my question.
We have a unique situation, whereas 4 vacancies, and now they've been, but the situation was 3 of those were going to be 2-year terms, and the lowest voter was going to be 1-year term, because of the way it worked out. How is that going to determine who the lowest voter was?
That should be in the charter that has been written for, right?
Yes.
And the
Well, it
attorney
says
is,
flip a coin between 2, but if
no,
you have 3.
that's for a tie.
something
That's
different.
for the,
That's something
It's
different.
for a tie.
it's for a tie determining if somebody is in
Or out.
and out.
Right.
It's not this situation, because this is a unique situation, and the canvassing board does not have any input on that. They don't have the information on it because they're not looking at the charter. They're not looking at the reason we had 4 seats come up instead of the 3 traditional seats.
They're trying to get it back in line. Back where it
Thank
should
you,
be.
Deborah.
Or 2 and 3 alternate.
That's the way it's supposed to get.
Right. So they had to do 4.
In other words, the council's going to have to work that out.
They're going to have to
Correct.
determine of
Not
the
right.
4, one of them is going to have a shorter
Right.
term.
So let Mary answer.
Lip.
I don't think they ever received that situation to happen. So I don't think there's anything.
It's-
I don't know.
You know, it's funny because, getting all the information before doing this, we actually had that conversation. That was one of my questions. My question was, what if there's a 3-way tie? Because knowing that the charter had a coin flip, I'm thinking, wow,
How do you do that?
how do you do that?
Oh, nice.
So that's definitely going to have to be something that the council as a whole, either rewrite the bylaws, figure out how to update the charter, come
Absolutely.
together as, a community, and you're going to have to figure that out.
There's much work to be done here.
Yeah. And I can say, fortunately, I have no input or advice on that.
No dog in that fight.
That's what I'll say.
Is it going to have to be resolved for the transfer, or can it something
No,
that
it's
can be taken care of a few months down the road?
That's not for them to.
I don't
know.
Yeah, I don't
I'm just trying to get some advice from people that are a little more knowledgeable than me.
I mean, it's it's nothing that we deal with on a school board level. It might be a good question to ask, how about asking one of the city commissioners or the county commissioners and see if they ever changed their bylaws or how they did it, and just ask their opinion on what steps.
I'm thinking like Thunderdome. That's what I'm thinking. Thunderdome.
I'm thinking an evening wear and talent competition is right up my alley for how to decide this. Russ, I'm afraid you're going to have to get a sparkly dress.
Dueling at high noon, a dance off. There you go. Dance off it is. Reform Congress. Biofloss, go on a good note. Oh, I have a couple of numbers of proof. You should have just a disposition. Okay. Running Man. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Karaoke, sing off. See, all of the things that we could do instead of holding an election. You know, you get to a certain point, it's just like, I'll just have a dance off.
If I were doing the presidential debates this year, I would have an evening wear and talent portion.
Oh God, could you imagine a dance off between Trump and Biden? How much fun that would be, how hilarious it would be.
Yes.
Because Trump does the same little dance, you know, like a broken T-Rex. And
I know.
Biden, he would just probably fall down multiple times. He would do the falling man. He would just, you know, like the worm or something. But just watching those two like dance off, it would be so hilarious. All right, dance for us.
Yeah.
Come on, monkeys, dance.
I mean, forget dignity in the office. Let's be honest. The office hasn't had dignity for a while. I want to dance off.
Oh, that would be so much fun. Just watching them like, and give them like really bad music to dance to. Not anything good.
Yeah.
You know, we'll get them some Shuby. Get them Shuby. That would be hilarious. Oh God, I played that for someone the other night, and they were just like, "What in the hell is this?" He's the magical horn, or the human horn. He calls himself the human horn. It's awesome.
This doesn't sound like it's gonna be a great answer, but this is a vocal experience, not a behind hole experience. Okay,
No,
I was just making sure it wasn't a magical farting person that danced or that did like farts on a synthesizer. I was just because like human horn can mean many things in my house.
That would be much better, trust me, than this guy. We one of my friends got his album. I don't know. I think he got it off of like Pirate Bay or something. One of those, like, this was back in the day whenever you could like pirate stuff off like BitTorrent and stuff like that. And so I think he pirated this whole album. He put it on a CD. And what he would do is he'd put it on at the end of the night whenever he wanted people to leave, and he would just start playing it and turn it up a little bit louder, like every couple of minutes until it was just like blaring and people were trying to talk over it. And they never made it through a whole album. Never.
Oh my gosh, that would so be me. I would be like, I don't know why, you know, Ride of the Valkyries keeps getting louder, or Immigrant Song. It seems like that. I don't know. Is it louder to you? It's not louder to me.
I will play you some Shuby just so you have an understanding how bad it is.
Oh, I need a better understanding.
Tammy,
oh, you will.
have any input?
She might. I mean, who knows? She may have gone through it at another county or heard another supervisor of elections run into the same thing. So absolutely. Just like I go to other school board members from different counties, not to break the sunshine laws, and go, hey, does your county do this? Does your county do that? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? And you get input that way, which is wonderful, actually, that you have, you know, the capability to talk with other school board members. Okay. So
all right, you ready for a little Shuby?
Yes, I am. I had to go get my snacks. I was like, where is my pretzel?
This is gonna be right before you get your snacks, because this is glorious. Because we're not going to play very much of it, because if I do, it will drive you to the point of
madness.
Okay, and this will be a picture of Shuby, just so you know. This is a picture of Shuby, and this is from the
Okay.
Human Horn 2014 collection album.
What in the discordant hell am I listening to?
It's better.
Eventually do the love and let up to baby. Eventually do the love and let up to baby. Eventually do the love and let up to baby. Baby poppy, dabby dabba feel. Eventually do the love and let up to baby. Eventually do the love and let up to baby. Eventually do the love and let up to baby. Dobby.
This was supposed to stay in hell, wasn't it?
Yes, it
Who
was.
released this? Who released this? Who evil deaded this? I need
That
someone
is-
to come up to the front of the congregation and explain the hell how they got out of the hell mouth.
That is the album that he would put on.
I feel so bad because I'm sure Mr. Human Horn worked so very hard on that, and I'm sure you have ones and twos of fans that really love it. And you know what? If you love it, God bless you, and have just play that music to your heart's content in your earbuds.
What was that? Oh God, no. I ought to see if I could, get the rights from that and just have that as an outro.
That's almost as bad as those screaming bowls that they have in those crystal shops. Y'all tell me, because maybe I'm just the only person that find those to be the sounds of the souls of the damned escaping from Hades through a toothbrush, like just the worst sound. A million cats screaming for sweet death. I don't know, but how those can be relaxing to anyone, I don't know. In fact, I told my therapist I would walk out if she had one. I was not kidding, because she had some Yanni music going on, and I was like, "Look, ma'am, I done tried to tell everyone in my paperwork. I underlined and bolded singing bowls will cause me to behave irrationally."
Well, you go grab yourself your food. We'll finish this one out, and then we'll have the update after that. So it'll get good. tell us what you really think, Mo. Go get yourself a snack.
I know I'm probably not going to get that sponsorship with Singing Bowls R Us.
Oh, isn't it disappointing? Because then you would have to play that every single time, for the
Oh
commercial.
no, I'd just be like, you guys can imagine the sounds of Souls of the Damned too. I'd be a terrible salesperson because I wouldn't be able to lie.
They would sell thousands if you did that.
This face, I mean, I would basically say, like, look, if you like these things, this is awesome for you, but what they sound like to me, and then I would go on a probably 10-minute screed about what they sound like to me, and then end it with a compliment sandwich. But, it's really okay if you like these, because everyone is allowed to like things that are terrible. And so I probably wouldn't sell as much.
Oh, absolutely.
Someone's going to send me one of those daggone things, and my youngest son is going to love it, and I'm just going to hear screaming Souls of the Damned forever.
You're just going to hear a large crash one day.
He's going to be like, "Where's my bowl?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Oh, no.
Krampus.
We were using it as a swimming pool. I don't know what happened to it.
I have no idea. Did you see the robblers anywhere?
Yeah, they totally stole it. They didn't steal anything else, but I know that was the most valuable thing. They stole it.
It was the most valuablest thing, as he would say. And I'd be like, I don't know. They saw it and they must have thought it was extra cool, just like just like you. And they were just stunned that we had one, and then they left.
I like my standing. This is so nice because I can halfway into my stream stand up.
Oh, I was standing all day, so I get to sit down at night. I'm trying to work on standing a lot more. So I love the stand-sit desk. They are awesome.
As you can see, it gets really high because I tend to shrink down here somewhere, and I'm sinking. Oh, now I have to stand up. It's good. It's good to stand up. It stretches the legs out. I've been working on getting a little more of that exercise. Oh, Cindy Ackerman, super sticker. Thank you so very much. That is awesome. Let's see what the super sticker is. Oh, it's like got an arm going, boss. Yeah, I'm not taking off my shirt again. We only do that on special occasions. Missed it because Kaiser took his off yesterday. Yeah, he pulled a shizzy. Just came back and all of a sudden he was topless. Shame on
I miss everything fun. Doggone it.
No.
Well, Mr. Mo had just come home, and then we were ships passing in the night because as soon as he got home, I was taking youngest daughter to, kiddo exchange. So I was like, "Hi, nice to see you. I'm leaving now."
It's like islands in the stream. That is what we are.
You know what? I love that video when you see them live and you see Dolly and Kenny Rogers, and he had the best damn rotisserie chicken. I'm just gonna say it now.
Yeah, Kenny Rogers rotisserie. It was really good. They just ran it into the ground is all. Bad management.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
But still, they were having so much fun. I mean, you could tell they just were, that's the best part about seeing live performances, or seeing when everyone is just having so much fun creating this music and just getting into it. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. The total GoFundMe for the ants. Okay. I hope that's good. I hope that's working out well. Oh, okay. Maybe chill on the organ clown music, but singing takes it. Yes, it does.
I can see why people wanted to leave. I could see why it was used as a secret, like, I am done peopling weapon.
Oh, it is. And especially if you've been and you start out really soft where all they hear is the music in the background, but everybody's like deep in conversation. They're having a good time. Some people are outside smoking. Some people are inside smoking. People are drinking, having a good time. It's just like, listen, I want to go to sleep and I'm tired. And so you just kick that thing on. And within like 30 minutes, everybody would be gone. Just like, all right, well, let's go. See you later.
See, I don't know why you're leaving. Want me to send you a CD? I have 8 of these burned.
Exactly. We make copies. Have to make copies because somebody would get a hold of it and smash it to bits.
Yeah.
Well, and that 36 does not include the 1600. So that 36 that you're seeing there does not include the 1600 that was donated from the auction off of Jeremy's sweatshirt. I'm not sure if it's sweet tea. I think it's sweet tea, or is it sweat tea? Sweat tea shirt. Get it?
I don't know.
Because it's spelled almost the same. Anyhow.
I can't. Yeah. Towards the end of the night, I'm like reading commas. What are we doing here?
Oh, look.
And a sock with a hole in it.
Nice.
I mean, that's not the weirdest thing I've seen.
No.
But, I also have, in my Amazon cart right now, a Chia Pet Weird Al. So I can't say that I can judge other people's life choices.
Yeah. It's 5258.6, and it is a sweet shirt with sweet tea. There's a sweatshirt with sweet tea stains.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
I love the Winston Churchill in the background. I need to get a Winston Churchill something.
You
Like
like
I
the
need
Winston?
one more piece of flair in my background, really.
This Winston Churchill, actually, whenever my wife and I went to do the UK, she picked this up at the museum.
Oh,
It was
cool.
the bunker where they turned it into a museum. The bunker where Winston was at and doing all of his operations from. It was sort of cheesy, but reading all of the documents was really cool. So my wife was just like, "You're going to spend the whole day in here, aren't you?" I was just like, "Well, it's hot outside. Why wouldn't I be in here?" Especially with all this interesting stuff. And got to
Oh, I
see like
know.
a bunch of his speeches, because they had preserved those and things like that. So it was really cool. And my wife said, "You know what? I'm going to get this this thing for it." So I think this poster, because that's all it is a
Oh,
poster.
yeah.
It costs like just a couple of bucks. I think the framing and having the cost of the framing costs like
The
more than the
the
whole thing.
framing is where you where you do, and you're like, "Do what now? For how much?
How much? Are you serious?
Do
Are you-
is there a coupon available?" Like, it's wood and some paper and a
oh,
glass. Imma need you to come down off your high
what?
horse there.
And it's ironic that this place that we got this framed. So whenever I worked for Geek Squad, I got a call that they needed some work done on one of their computers was having issues. They were having problems with their Wi-Fi. So I came in, got it all set up, got everything taken care of for them. And I had no idea. They were just like, "Oh yeah, we do picture framing and stuff like that." And lo and behold, around Christmas time, the mother-in-law was bemoaning. I think it was around Thanksgiving. She was bemoaning that she didn't, the place where she wanted to take it, like I think it was like Michael's or something like that. They do framing. She didn't like anything they had, and the last one they just messed up really bad, and she wasn't happy. I was
Oh,
like, "Well, there's
yeah.
this place that I went to that, I mean, if you want to give them a check them out." And so she went, checked them out. She'll actually come in because they're in Jacksonville now, but she'll come in from Jacksonville and bring pictures to them to have them framed
Oh,
because she
wow.
likes the work so much. I mean, they're like really, really cool people. And it's just like a little mom and pop shop. I mean, all their employees have been there since they opened. I mean, and they're just really cool people. Oh, sorry. We got all sidetracked again. We got all-
Not us.
Please don't beat yourself.
Are you watching something, or are you pulling it
Mm.
up? Because sometimes I do that. I'm like, "Look at this article, guys," and I realize that I haven't switched it from the other article. And then I have to restart the whole video because I'm not great at editing.
I'm sorry.
So
Haven't said sorry. I was just looking at something else. I'm bad. I will start this from the beginning. I spacing off. I was thinking about 10 million other things. Sorry. Hey Shizzy, look this up on YouTube when you have time for yours to bleed. No.
No, thank you.
No, no, I appreciate it. I will check it out. I will check it out.
We will.
Oh, God, I've seen so much bad stuff. And I was actually reading the chat. So Jessica Cruiser says she autographed the art today.
Oh, cool.
And there's these religious socks and they're holy. It's really, but she said that she's autographed something else. I could have sworn. Yeah, they do. They have the sweetest smell. Smell like poop in
Oh,
your.
I know. No, they don't. They smell like innocent and cute.
I'm kidding.
But then see, but here's the problem. So you get the new baby smell, and that activates silliness and hormones in some of us women, and we forget that these cute little innocent baby sweet lumpy potatoes, as I call them at that age, because you can set them down and they stay where they're put.
Sort of.
My favorite part of babyhood. Um,
Whenever they're not bobbling all
but
over the place, just
yeah, but you then forget about the toddler who's, God has works miracles because see, he makes it so you go see it when you are still able to have children. You go see a new baby, and your mom brain instantly forgets all of like the toddler craziness, the poop explosions, the puke that looks like it's coming from the exorcist, and you're just like, babies are so awesome.
yeah,
We should have all of them.
yeah.
And yeah.
So cute. And it's really weird. You think about this. Like you get you have a newborn horse and they're up running around that day. Deer, same way. Humans, no, they're just like these lumps. It's like, can you put them back in there and let them cook a little longer? Something.
They're lumps that turn into perpetual danger finding machines.
And then you can't stop them because they're just like an unstoppable force. They're just everywhere. It's like
you have never lived until you've had an in-depth, multi-point, multifaceted conversation with a 4-year-old as to why they can use the damn blue cup because the red cup is in the dishwasher.
But I want the red cup.
Yeah. You've never lived life until you've had that multifaceted conversation of 90 million reasons that only the red cup will do, and you're like, no.
You little rotten
See,
thing.
that new baby smell completely anesthetizes your brain, the part of your brain that remembers all of this bad stuff.
Yeah, but the best part is whenever you put them to sleep and then they get that angelic face back again, you're just like, why can't they just look like this all the time? It's like they look so sweet and so innocent. And they hit whenever they're waking hours, they're just holy terrors. And I don't have kids, but I have a younger brother and sister that I raised. I'm an uncle to 2 nephews that, put them to sleep. It's like my sister and my brother-in-law would be like, hey, you mind watching the boys? I'm like, yeah, sure. Well, they need to go to bed. Such and such time, put them to bed. You can hear them up there. And just like, what I would do is I would walk up there and I would just stand there while they were playing, jumping on beds, messing with each other. And then all of a sudden they'd look over, they'd see me. And I was like, oh no, go ahead. Stay up just a little bit longer. Go ahead. You just see them just creep off to their beds. And I was just like, what, you're done? It's like, man, this is going to be fun because I was going to have to explain to your mom and dad exactly what happened. Oh, well, doggone it. Now that you're going to bed, I guess I'm not going to have to tell them anything. They would just, okay, Uncle P.
I'm happy that you're happy.
Seriously.
Sounds more like it. I mean, it was my first time as chair, and me personally, I'm a perfectionist. So if I do something wrong, the only one that's going to beat me up is me, more than anybody else can. I will tell you that.
I understand.
I don't know.
Myself.
You guys were part of the process.
Not that I would.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it's learning, and it's always nice to learn something new. It is.
I got a tax question.
Turn off the recorder.
That's an easy one.
Say I'm off duty.
When we pay our property taxes, why are they written out to your name and not the office of your name?
Why are they what?
Written out to your name instead of the office of.
That is the way all
seems
tax collectors' offices are that way. They're all, because I am the constitutional officer, so I am responsible for those funds. So the bank account is also set up that way. And I usually tell people, it's what you feel comfortable with. If you want to write my name on there, go ahead. If you feel comfortable, just write Levy County Tax Collector or Tax Collector. You do that too.
It all processes the same.
It's all going to the
if someone
same
wrote you a
place.
personal check, it would look the same.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Be like,
I mean,
I would think that you.
We got the same questions when Linda was officer, was the tax collector.
I'm sorry to hear that, Melanie, that you didn't get your notification. Watch the replay. Oh, that's so messed up. You know, and YouTube does this, just so you guys know, YouTube does this, is sometimes they'll just not send out notifications. I don't know what it is. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's just YouTube, chicanery. That's all it is. Where did that name come from? Chicanery. It's like she-cannery. Like
I have
does
no
she
idea.
can? Does she stick things in cans?
Later before me,
When the
people would
female-
ask, do I have to make it out to you? Or, it's whatever you feel comfortable with.
Just in the memo box, write gift. Right?
Gift.
So,
No, you don't like.
Well, she would have to be, Jeffrey. She would have to be subscribed because I turn subscribers only on. So if you're a subscriber to this channel, you're able to chat. If not, then you have to wait for like a minute or 5 or something. I don't know. I did that because I want to make sure that YouTube is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Well, shame on you, YouTube.
Yes, YouTube. What is wrong with you?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You just had an idea, huh? She wants to confuse the residents of Otter Creek and put this sign out front. We going out of business. Going out of business, Hale.
What does the other side say?
It says more going out of business. We're going out of business twice.
Huh.
You still, that's her idea.
It would be a funny going
All of these
April
ideas.
Fool's joke, but we're way past April Fool's.
All these ideas are George's ideas. I just do what she tells me.
Not
to do.
all of them. Not all of them.
What about the Finders Keepers thrift store?
Ooh,
I love that.
Is that the original?
Oh, I love
Is that
that.
the original sign for that article we found?
Maybe.
We should definitely keep
There's
that.
potential. So we're opening up space in here for sure. We're finding a lot of hardware.
Mhm.
So, for example, we got doorknobs galore. Whoa, what is that? That is a hinge. And that's a big one. Okay.
Brian guessed it.
Yep. We got,
Is that another creepy mirror?
yeah, same one actually.
Oh.
More hardware. We got all kinds of. There's hardware.
Well, they
over
have
here,
that
too.
little
I just gotta-
fuzz
I gotta
on
go
their
through it all and
ears,
determine
so
what I
you
want,
can
what
play
I
with a
don't
little
want.
furry for
Back
years
here,
for a while.
We do need hinges or like door hinges for the women's bathroom stalls. Only one has one.
We're the only one. You want me to turn the lights on in here?
Sure. Let's see if it works.
Well, we would need light bulbs, George. Look above you.
Yeah, that would help.
And it's
Definitely.
not plugged in either. But somebody did run one into it.
Huh. Have you seen
You're the
any
only one that's
snakes
in the
in here
bathroom.
yet?
Why do you need to latch it?
Because eventually there's other people here. that
You're
could
the
walk
only
in.
female here. Why do you need to you literally could play leapfrog into the toilet stalls and nobody would care.
There's also times when it's not just me. There's other
Okay.
people here. There's
All
other
right.
females here that need to use the potty. Like when
Like
your mom and
we're gonna
when
have-
Grandma Gail comes and your mom, they
When-
need to use the
When
bathroom.
we're gonna have a sale.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently we are gonna have a killer sale there. I'd throw that in the back of the truck. Check this out. There's a cool little lamp there. If we had a cabin, a hunting cabin,
Mhm.
I'd put that in it.
Have you found any lizards or snakes yet in here?
So many lizards and snakes.
Are they alive?
Yeah, they're all alive. Scrap metal pile. Woo! So we've got. Look at this.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip to the latest news that we've got. And this is because tomorrow we're going to be doing Edgecombe. Are you up for doing Edgecombe
Oh,
tomorrow?
yes. Yeah,
right, so
I should
we'll be
be
doing-
able to.
We'll be doing Edgecombe, and this might give you a little more of information of what's been going on lately in case you haven't been able to catch up to it. Me, I'm not able to catch every single one of the Hales
Yeah,
streams.
no.
So chat is always giving me information. They're like, look,
Oh, good,
this is how
yeah.
much we raised, this is how much we got. I'm just like, oh, I mean,
I love
it's-
that.
it just, I mean, it like warms my heart that this community does so much for everybody. I mean, especially, you've
Yeah.
got the Hales that are doing what they can to try to get help for this young child in the best way that they possibly can, and what better way than get some family involved in it. That's where it is. All right, so we're going to share this tab, and if I have to skip through stuff, I will, but I think this, and it's only about 35 minutes, so we should be
Okey-dokey.
able to get it. Oh yes, that is awesome. The sweaters
Oh, that's
also being
great.
delivered in person. That is so
Oh my
so
goodness.
nice. I love it.
Jeremy is such an extrovert. I think I would need like 3 days off after meeting him because extroverts are so funny. Like they get, charged up by doing peopling and stuff. And then introverts were like, okay, we're going to need the day off. We had to talk to people on the phone.
Well, and the thing is my wife and I, we're both introverts. I mean, this has helped me to speak a little bit more and talk with people, and it's helped me out quite a bit because I am such an introvert that I will just disappear and into my own world, and my wife is like fine with that, which is scary because she's just but the thing is we love doing we go hiking and we do all these wonderful things together, but whenever we're like whenever we go into our space, we're like in our space, and she's like absolutely cool just chilling out without having me around. I'm cool chilling out with having her around, and then we enjoy being together, which usually at the same time that we want to be together and not introverted. There's not like this leave me alone, I'm busy right now kind of thing. It's just like she came down, I was on with the expert today, and she came down and was just like, hey, I'm thinking about going for a walk, do you want to go? And I'm like, oh, absolutely. Like I could really use that today after just it was a busy day work wise. Which reminds me, I still have to put my time in. Damn it. I'll do that while this is playing.
Good idea. And yeah, it could be possible that he is, an extrovert on camera and then very introverted off. I'm just saying,
Yes.
Holy Bob, peopling.
Yeah, Jeremy's an extroverted introvert. Yeah, I do understand. I know exactly how that is. Like whenever he's whenever he's on, and whenever he shuts down, he's just like, I don't want to deal with anybody. I just want to be left alone. Let me have my space. I understand that. Why do you think I go home every couple of days? I need sleep. Well, that my husband misses you. Oh, see, that's how the hubby and I are. He goes in the sitting room, me in the living room. Then I go in by him and flash him to make sure he's still alive. That my wife does the same thing. My wife does the same thing. I mean, she'll come in and just like expose, and I'm like, okay. I'll be like, I'll be back in just a minute. Maybe 3. Maybe 3. Give me 3 at least.
3. It's an eclipse day, maybe 5.
I
maybe
do
the
have to,
powers of the eclipse.
I mean, it depends on whether I'm wearing pants or not, how long it's going to take.
True.
So
that adds an extra time to it.
Oh gosh. All right, here we go. So we got this right here. All right, here we go.
What kind of mother files for an injunction to try and get her daughter's children? LIEnette.
Could you imagine filing for an injunction to get your daughter's children?
I have a mouthful of food, but she doesn't take care of the kids she has.
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's about messing up somebody else's life. Being a rabble rouser. I mean, that's what it boils down to. I mean, whenever you look at it like this, I've known people like this. So it's
it the daughter that spoke out against her, the stepdaughter?
I don't know yet because I haven't seen this.
Oh, okay. Because that's just, again, she's not taking care of the daughter that she has.
Right. And it could just be retaliation. Like there's something you have to remember whenever you put a caged animal in a corner, they tend to fight with every bit of their being, and they'll do everything to do everything they can to fight their way out.
In 2014, LIEnette,
yes,
then going
it is
as
the real daughter.
How do you say your last name, George?
Crazy
and doses. Yes, crazy and doses. LIEnette, MLA, crazy and doses, actually filed for an injunction against her daughter Now, keep in mind, in the Florida courts, she told Judge Thomas she has no idea. She's never been involved in anything involved with an injunction. Yet again, debunked. She tried to get an injunction on her daughter for one sole purpose, to try and gain her children, in my opinion. This is her life pattern. And so we're going to dig through this a little bit, because this is pretty interesting in regards to someone who claims she's such an incredible mother, that she's raised 8 children all on her own. She's raised 23 grandchildren as a single parent. And yet she's living in a condo with Crook. And she didn't even take his own name. Interesting, to say the least. So let's take a peek at this. So what she does is she files for a petition of injunction against domestic violence, as you can see right here. And it says, I, LIEnette, M-L-A, so LIEnette, Michelle, Lacey, Alexis, crazy in doses, being sworn, certified, following statements are true. Well, let's figure out how many of these statements are actually true, because I want to debunk some stuff today. I mean, I'm just in a debunking mood. It's one of those days. Why not have some fun debunking? So she says petitioner's current address, and she gives that address. And again, this is all public information. And so you can see the information. She doesn't live there anymore. This isn't anything that isn't public information that you can't receive through the court system as it is anyway. Except I am confused, thoroughly confused on something. And you may see it here where it says race, she puts a C, which is interesting, because I would have thought there would have been a B or an A or an E, because she's claimed to be black. She's claimed to be Eskimo. She's claimed to be Indian, but she's never claimed to be C.
Crazy.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
I get it. Crazy.
Wait a minute.
That does not stand.
When did she claim to be related to Diana Ross?
Yeah, she's claimed a lot of things.
What in this? In the?
What
in
in
the?
the
What in the? Look, that's like me saying my mother. I love her to death, but she has sworn to me that I have a large amount through her side of the family of Cherokee blood. Now, mind you, I am like platinum blonde under this natural color. And so I looked her dead in the eyes when I was 12 and I said, what Cherokee nation in, Finland did I come from? Because I need 100 proof, SPF just to go outside.
Yeah. That's now I do have some family that was part of an Indian tribe, and it's one that doesn't exist anymore. They were wiped out, like completely wiped out, except for like partial. So, and it's like an aunt or like great aunt somewhere twice removed or something like that. But as far as I know, there's nothing in my direct lineage that is from anything other than what, Europe somewhere. So like that lineage goes over to a mutt from Europe, but like
But it was just I had to look her dead in the eyes. I'm like, what Swiss Miss tribe did I come from? because ma'am,
because the only shoes I saw my family were wearing were wooden, woman.
Because we can't have 100-watt bulbs around me, okay? You had to stick to 60 watts. Maybe why my mom resents me.
60 watts will give you a good tan, at least. Oh, okay, here we go.
And for Caucasian, that actually stands for crazy.
Cool.
All right. So now it makes sense. Thank you for clarifying that, George. Now I understand completely.
Or cuckoo.
Could be cuckoo, could be crazy. It could, there's another C word I'm thinking of right now as well. So that being said, she says, do you have an attorney?
Another
Says,
C
none.
word.
Do not have an attorney. Okay, so still no attorney. She's still doing pro bono work. By the way, she knows how the legal system works. Her history is manipulating the legal system. And you've seen her do that in front of Judge DeThomasis. And so this is no shock, no surprise. We're jumping all the way back to 2014.
Definitely not her first rodeo with DeThomasis.
Oh my goodness. No. So first page is a bunch of information and we've redacted some sensitive information. Or is it unredacted? It's redacted. All right, we're going to go to page 2 right now. And so if we see, who is she trying to get a petition of? Right there. Her biological daughter. Now, I'm going to clearly state there are some extreme cases out there where there are parents that need protection from their offspring, from their daughters, from their sons. This is not one of those cases, again, in my opinion, but I can go further than that because I'm going to share with you what the judge had to say about this as well. What individual thinks that they're fit to raise children when they are filing injunctions on their children? Now, I've said this in the past. I'm going to say this again. I have 3 children. George has 1. I don't care what my children have done. I will never, ever stop loving them, and I would never ever keep them from coming to me for help, for counsel, for comfort, for wisdom, for you get it. All right, in other words, normal parenting. You always love your child. You may not like what they do, and that is a whole separate issue. If my children do something, they must go through those consequences because they chose to do that. The same way LIEnette is going through consequences for choosing to stalk us. So, but I love my children unconditionally. I would never in a million years even think to file for an injunction or a civil protection order against my children. And we know that LIEnette has done that with her biological daughter. We also know that LIEnette has had an injunction placed on her to stay away from the grandkids. She's lied about all of this. She's lied in the adoption paperwork. By the way, this is one of the reasons why this is so crucial, because there's adoption paperwork that she is pathologically, habitually lied in. Guardianship, the whole deal. Okay. All right. So last place of employment, LIEnette says she's had none. Actually, this is about her daughter. And she says that her daughter is man, this is interesting. This is very interesting. What? Race C for her daughter. How interesting is that? Okay. Female, weight 160, BL, eye color BL. What's that?
Blonde or blue.
Blue? Okay. Yeah. I thought maybe that's where the black thing came in. Now, those that don't understand, LIEnette has claimed that she is black, okay, and that her family is black. That her entire family is black. And so, have to do it. Debunked. Her own daughter is apparently a C with BL eyes and blonde hair. Okay. And this is the interesting part.
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Well, other names respondent goes by aliases or nicknames. Her daughter goes by Nani, which is really creepy to me.
Nani?
We know LIEnette calls the child, a 4-year-old, mommy. How did she end up calling her biological daughter Nani? I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it at all.
Nani means grandma, doesn't it?
I don't know what Nani means.
The only time I've ever heard Nani is when someone calls their grandma Nani.
You mean Nana?
Nani.
I mean, I know Nana, Nana, Nana. Hey, Nana, Nana, Nana. Hey. But I mean, other than that, or Diana, Nana, Nana. Hey, Diana, Nana, Nana. Hey. You still can't get Deanna's phone number for all you fellas out there trying. All right. There's a gate of security, and it ain't a futon. It's a Jeremy Hale's.
Yeah, your
All
grandmother's
right.
a
So
naughty.
no getting to her. No, listen, Deanna's own daughter put me in charge of making sure that none of these fellas.
That is so nice. I love that. Mowing the deep end of your face makes my day. I love
Well,
it.
that's good.
It
I
makes
make a
my
lot
day
of
too. Nana, I've heard. No, see, it's
Mamaw.
it's interesting because I have a well, let's see, my wife would be a step sibling. I mean, all the step siblings, because her mother got married like after all the kids were grown, and his kids were grown, sort of, well, except for two of them. They were one of them.
Oh yeah.
Two of them. Anyhow, so one of his oldest son went to work for the Peace Corps and went to Tanzania and married a girl from Tanzania, and so he is called Babu, which is Swahili for grandfather. So he's called Babu.
Okay, good. I was going to say something dumb, and then I stopped myself because I was like, isn't that the name of that elephant too? But that's Babar.
This Babar, no, they call him Babu, and they call her Gibi, and it's pronounced different in Swahili, but because her first name is Beth, they sort of changed it up for the other littles where it's Grandma Beth. So they just call her GB, like Grandma Beth, GB.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And her mother, which is my wife's grandmother, was called Sweetie. And if you ever met this lady, you would agree, because she was the ultimate sweetie. Like, she married her husband, and whenever he passed away, I think it was right before his oldest got married, which would be my wife's mother. Before she got married, he passed away, and everyone had always called her Sweetie, except for her aunt's family, which called her Nana. So Nani, no, they called her Nani. So that's what it was. That's why the name Nani sort of stuck in my head. They called her Nani, and it's weird how those names sort of stuck in place. But yeah, it's Greek for grandma. Yeah, I mean, it just depends. Like, and they're all from, like, Eastern Shore and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy.
It could be. It just, something about it rings creepy, and I have learned to trust your gut instincts when something feels not kosher about a situation.
Yeah, and this one is definitely not kosher.
Yeah.
Come calling for her affections.
Isn't there a long waiting list?
There's a huge waiting list, and I have to sort through them all. And I'm a busy man. I haven't even looked at any of them.
I think that waiting list is longer than the Turtle Cemetery's waiting list.
I think the waiting list may even be longer than my driveway. That's how long the waiting list is. Yeah, that's a hot commodity. What can I say? All right. It goes on to say, has petitioner ever received or tried to get an injunction for protection against anything in the past? And she says, no. We know this is not true.
Yes,
based on what we already know about other cases. That's page 2.
Good
Let's
Lord.
jump over to page 3.
How does this woman ever get out
Page
of court?
3. What has happened?
No, see, that's the thing about it. That's a
Happened in the case.
That was a horrible look. It was just sort of like, okay. So, and this is what I think I've explained this before. I've known crazy at this level.
Okay.
Trust me, we've got someone that's been contacting us that is she's represented by an attorney, but she called up and threatened my wife. I mean, this is the kind of crazy that we're dealing with. Well, it not physically threatened her with lawsuit, all that kind of stuff, but it's still a threat. I mean, regardless.
Yeah.
And of course, then she sends an email. And my wife, of course, has to respond in the most attorney-like fashion that says, listen, you're represented by an attorney. Unless you have a change of attorney that is filed with the court, I am not responding to anything that you have to say. Have a nice day. And that drives her absolutely nuts. It's like, listen, you're represented by an attorney. Be represented by an attorney. Shut the hell up. Let your attorney do all the talking for you. They know how to advocate for you, and they're going to advocate for you in the best light. Do not make yourself look like an ass. But yes, this is the kind of person that LIEnette is. She is no different. She will do. And the things that they're not showing you, which I guarantee you, there's things that they're not showing you. There's a lot that they're not showing you, only because it's to the level of insanity. And we dealt with the same thing. This and our client that we represent, okay, said, listen, if you're dealing with this person, please do not engage with them, because they will wear you out and they will cost me a lot of money just in debate, just arguing with you. They will constantly argue with you, and they're just doing it to run up bills. That's all that they're doing. They're just doing it to run up bills as much as they can. They put themselves in a bad situation and want to make it bad for everybody else, and that's what they're going to do. So we were informed ahead of time. Of course, I wasn't. I got a phone call. They were claiming they were from the court. And so I'm talking with them, and I forward it to my lovely wife, which of course she didn't know this at the time, which this lady starts blowing up on my wife. And my wife's like, I don't know who you are, but you're not who you said you were. Have a wonderful day, and hung up on her. And she's just like, I don't know what this is all about. Who you are? You're from the court, but you're clearly not. So there's a certain level of crazy that you get to, and that's what they're dealing with LIEnette. This is one of the reasons why whenever Jeremy said, please don't reach out, don't contact her, don't have anything to do with her, all it does is stir her up even more. You stay away from it, let her do her thing, let her file her filings, all this kind of crap. The craziness will not stop. There's not a level that you will satisfy a person like this. There's just not a level. If you gave them all the money that you had, the shirt off of your back, the house, everything, they still wouldn't leave. They would still come after you. They would still be on the attack. There's just something not quite right there. And once you've engaged with someone like this, they're like a pit bull that they just clamp onto it, and they will not let go until they're completely broken. And it's sad. It really is. And I feel for LIEnette, because if she would just let it go, stop, so much would change for her life, and probably for the better. But she's digging in deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Breathe.
If yes, she says no. Describe any other case. She says none. Okay. What did Nani? I'm just going to go with Nani. Okay. What did Nani do? LIEnette checks off a few different things here. Okay. LIEnette checks off a few different things. She says she committed or threatened to commit some type of bad things. I'm going to choose my words very well for YouTube. Okay. She did something that could be hurtful. Well, physically hurtful. Okay. And it goes on to say that any, a lot of these words I'm not gonna say. And then B, she says she previously threatened, harassed, stalked. Oh my goodness, this woman saying that somebody is stalking her when this woman stalks everyone.
That's what she said about you in the courts when she
This
filed
is
the
true.
petition.
She did. She said I stalked, which I never knew who this woman was, but she stalked me right here to Otter Creek. And then we found out from all the family members that she's constantly stalking them as well. She goes on to see attempted to do some type of harm to the petitioner. And then down to K, is she engaged in other behavior or conduct that leads the petitioner to have reasonable cause to believe that she's in danger. All right. So that is page 3. We're looking at the full page 3 right here. We're going to jump over to page 4. Now, this is where it gets extremely interesting because page 4, LIEnette goes on with one of her rants in one of these crazy paragraphs. LIEnette says on May 14th.
I love that right there, Meemaw. That's what my grands call you. Awesome. I love that.
That's what, well, it's Mamaw up here, but my oldest girls call their grandma Mamaw.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. And sometimes, and the weird part is my grandmother, or my wife's grandmother, was not named Sweetie. Initially, that was not what anyone called her. It was just something that someone said. It's like, she is such a sweetie, that it just ended up sticking, and it was easy for the kids to call her that. And so that's what she stayed until at the wonderful age of 98, that, she remained Sweetie on one side and she remained Nani on the other. It was just, and the cool thing is my wife and her cousin, that's almost the same age, they look almost identical. And whenever you put all of those girls together, like whenever they smile, it's just like, oh my God, they all look like, yeah, we saw where yeah. It's like, okay, I can imagine this 98-year-old woman that was probably just drop dead gorgeous whenever she was young. It's like, oh yeah.
Nani, since daughter their, oh my goodness.
Sorry, Jeremy. The writing
okay,
is horrible, I'm
just
sure.
Bear with me, okay? I realize C stands for crazy, and C also stands for incompetent. She just spelled C wrong. She forgot to put the N before the C on the incompetent.
And that's the thing, is like, but Annette, I guarantee you, take the name that they give you, embrace it, love it, hold it, because that will be cherished forever for them. It's like my grandmother was Granny, not with M's but with N's, as in nachos. Nacho grandmother, but mine. So she was Granny, and Grandpa was just Grandpa. And then on my and it was like grandma, and Grandpa on the other side. So, but it was Granny. She was the crazy redhead. I joke, not my family has red that flows through it like drastically. Like, we're talking, grandmother was a redhead. My mother was auburn. My sister, auburn. My brother, my oldest brother, my younger brother, my sister, all ended up with that auburn hair. Me, I ended up with like brown hair. And now it's
we
like,
could have had a redhead Shizzy.
You could
I feel like we need some AI art.
No. All of my family burns. Like you put them out in the sun, like, and I was like the oddity of them all, because I didn't burn. Like, you put me out in the sun and I just got darker and darker and darker and darker. And they were just like, you're not this stock. Where did you
That's how
come
my
from?
oldest two are. And I have to tell my youngest daughter, I'm like, look, sweetie, you're a product of me and a redheaded father. We don't have 100-watt bulbs. Here's your paint roller, and here's your SPF 3000.
Exactly. So different. Like my sister, and then of course my sister made this dumb mistake. I don't know how many teenage girls did this, because they wanted to tan up living in Illinois, in the you understand,
God, did you use
Midwest.
baby oil? Oh dear God. Has she stopped burning yet? Because I did that once when I was young and dumb, because my first husband, bless him, he could tan, and he would tan, and he would just use baby oil because he had the ability to create tan instead of future melanoma like me.
Oh,
Future
yeah.
odd moles.
No, she does. Well, and that's the thing is like my wife would get so, because my wife burns also. I mean, I'm like, summer, I'm taking off the shirt. And I'm just like, next thing you know, I'm just as dark as I can possibly be. And my wife is just like, I hate you. I'm just like, why do you hate me? It's like, you got a sunburn yesterday. I'm like, yeah, it hurt really bad. She was like, I got a sunburn 3 weeks ago and the pain hasn't stopped.
You know what? After 3 decades ish of life and trying, to beat that whole, you just need to burn and then you'll tan. Well, I
No.
tried that for 30 years and no,
Okay.
I just burn again. So, sweethearts, I will be wearing the big giant floppy hat and have the parasol because my body doesn't like the sun.
And explain to the children that too. Explain to the children out there, no, it doesn't work. Trust me. You're just going to be pale. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay if you're pale. Because, dark guys like me, they appreciate that nice pale.
It's called genetic diversity. Some of us have to be night walkers.
Yes, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. It's appreciated. You have like the soft, silky, smooth skin. Just keep
No,
it that
it's
way.
not
It's fine.
fair because when you're very pale and you flush, you don't flush all in uniform. You get these lovely giraffe spots.
No, it's so beautiful. It's just
It
like
Are you insane? No,
Yes.
you look like a spotted giraffe. It's terrible.
oh no, we're not thinking about that. We're thinking about you just got flushed. We know what's going on down below.
No, it's usually when I'm really nervous. It never happens during like fun times that I'm aware of.
Oh, it does. Just no, you're not paying any attention to it.
Well, I would hope I wasn't paying attention to that. If I'm paying attention to that,
No,
then
didn't hear that. So it's gone. Erase that from your mind. It never. Let's get.
So she writes on May in 2014, since daughter there, which is THER. No, daughter plus. Oh, okay, that's a plus. Since daughter plus her BF, haired mound. Jeez. BF have moved to Florida plus stayed at our condo. She has on more Tran several times, got in my face, screamed at me, called me names.
That's what she says about you, that you scream at her.
Cussed at me, tells me to effing. Hold a second. This is the exact same stuff that the Otter Creek residents witnessed LIEnette saying on a daily basis and John Crook saying on a daily basis around and sometimes to a child. Okay. All right. Tells me to F blank, 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 quack, etc. She is violent to the little ones in the home. Tells them she's gonna knock their effing teeth out. You know what you do to a drum? You beat a drum. It says beat them. She grabs them, tells the 14-year-old going to hooah in the effing mouth. By the way, I don't believe any of this. This is
so
from
hard.
LIEnette.
This is
And you're going to see
hard
what
for
the judge
him.
had to say about it as well. Calls her effing stupid. She's been doing this ongoing for several years. This is interesting coming from LIEnette. Oh my goodness. From the woman that can't keep her mouth shut and the vulgarity just spills and spews out to her own biological children and those that she's not related to. And Crook, which, by the way, she's supposed to be married to Crook at this point in time, which they then divorced. Why did she have the last name of Crazy and Doses? I thought it was Preston. How many times is this woman going to change her last name? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Nobody truly knows what her legal name is. It constant. And here's the other thing with the adoption paperwork. She signs two different names, completely two different names on the adoption paperwork.
Well, in this injunction too.
And in this plea for an injunction. Okay. So she's been doing this going on for several years. She's in the past, she pushed me off. She stepped on my camper and I injured my back. So apparently she's had a camper in 2014 as well. All right. The kids also get stood in corner. How does that sentence structure make any sense? Get stood in corner for over an hour.
Really? Because she keeps a child strapped in a Jeep for 4 plus hours.
4 plus or more hours. Okay.
That's just as bad as putting them in the corner.
The violence. That's how you say it in French. If you really wanna spice up that word. Violence. The violence has caused too many complaints at our condo, and now they want them to go. They are mad. And last night she got right up to me and was yelling in my face.
She said the same thing about you during a town hall meeting.
Well, that she did, which I never yelled at her. I didn't even talk to her. I talked to the residents, and I wasn't even talking to the residents. I was talking to the council members, stating the dangers that exist in our town, which I have every legal right to do. Okay, so it goes on to say additional information. This and other acts of violence have been previously reported to, man, for somebody who complains about so many calls to Children and Family Services, this is LIEnette claiming that she continues to call Children and Family Services. She also states that the respondent, her daughter, owns some pew-pews. Okay, but doesn't want me to have any. And says the respondent, this is what really gets me. It all really gets me. But she's stating that the respondent is basically a runk, and was married and still living 10 years later with a runk. The man loves the rink.
His name is Crook.
I do too.
Even more interesting, she says that her own daughter has a history of mental issues. Now, I've got to ask the question, is that hereditary? So here's what's going on. Number one, there's a few different possibilities here. Number one, LIEnette, who's known to be a pathological habitual liar, is lying. And her daughter does not have any mental issues. Number two, LIEnette is finally, for once in her life, telling the truth. And her daughter does have mental issues. And it was probably passed down from LIEnette, which means LIEnette has mental issues.
Could be.
Number three. No, you know what? That's the options. That's probably what it is. I have a feeling that, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think, George, that, you know what? Let me just keep going. Has the respondent ever been subject of a Baker Act proceeding? And LIEnette says no. Is the respondent supposed to take medication for health problems, mental health problems? Now, this is where it gets really interesting. LIEnette says no, crosses it out, and then says yes. Changes her answer because she's already stated in this petition that her daughter has mental health issues. Then she goes on, nope, no medications. Oh, I got caught in my lie. I better put yes, medications. I absolutely believe this is lying. Again, it's just my opinion. If yes, the respondent currently taking her medicines. And then she says, no, she's not taking her medicines, which leads me to ask the question. Curious if LIEnette, if this is a hereditary thing, what LIEnette is potentially taking. Because we know based on her test that she's shown what she has been taking. She then puts out a supplemental document that she has. Listen, we can get handwriting from just about anybody. The world is on the internet. Even if you're the most recluse individual in Otter Creek, there is your driver's license signature. There's plenty of information out there on the internet. We are looking at handwriting. And I know you know that I'm stating that because of the signs that LIEnette did. We have plenty of handwriting samples. So LIEnette goes on to file this supplemental piece of paper here, which is extremely interesting. I was advised today by the sheriff. Well, the sheriff advised her. But we have been told that the sheriff, well, LIEnette told the Thomases in the court, I have never, ever had CPS call the Children's Services and the sheriff and police. This is the only time this has ever happened in my life. This is the only life she's ever lived, constantly surrounded by the authorities, by the sheriff, by the police, by CPS, her calling. It goes on and on and on. I was advised today by the sheriff to add children because, by the way, she's adding the children to the injunction that she's filing for. Why? Because she's trying to take her biological daughter's children. I hope you understand this. And now, instead of her just throwing it in there, she's trying to say, the sheriff told me to do it. I'm only doing what the sheriff told me to do. No.
Sheriff would never do that.
Exactly.
Sheriff
what she's doing and what she's trying to accomplish. This is her pattern, her life pattern, her MO. I was advised today by the sheriff to add children because they're in the home. By the way, this is the exact same. This is not a supplemental to the actual injunction. This is a In other words, what I mean by that, she didn't file the injunction and then file this as a supplemental document later with the injunction. This is a supplemental that she added with the injunction, which was all filed at the same time. In other words, it was all planned at the same time and filed. It wasn't the sheriff then came and said, well, you need to add that to it as well. And then she came and added it. No, it all went to the judge exact same time. So it goes on to say, I was advised today by the sheriff to add the children because they are in home and it's in their best interest to stay with me, their grandmother, and not with parents while this is happening to them. And so they are not homeless. Children's Protective Services are involved. That's odd because LIEnette told the Thomases no Children's Protective Services ever in her life. The physical, the mental, the emotional abuse. You mean the exact same things that I'm reading here are the things that Otter Creek residents are seeing happening at Turd Purgatory on a daily basis.
By her and Crook.
The physical, the mental, the emotional abuse to us is too much for me to handle. Hearts on the mend. My new neighbors, what the heck? Hearts on the mend.
Ice cream sounds tasty.
She burns every bridge and then she
love that.
She burns this is another bridge where she burned and then she ran again. It's too much for me to handle. My daughter threw somebody to the floor and did some not nice stuff previously. And just in January 14th, this gets crazy. This is just crazy. And just in January 14th, I had five vertebrae fusion with 5 discs removed and metal plate and 10 screws put in my neck. And if I were to be
okay, us is too much for me. My
you don't
daughter,
get your discs removed.
So and so to the floor and beat her previously. I just had January 14th. They had 5 vertebrae fusion with 5 discs removed. What? No. And a metal plate plus 10 screws put in your neck. And if I were to be assaulted again, I could be. Well, we'll let you read that.
I have several questions about the medical. I'm no doctorologist, but first of all, vertebrae doesn't have an I in it. So
vertebrae.
They don't remove your discs and
a metal plate plus 10 screws.
They would put a bar or something. I've seen spinal fusions where they've done,
Yeah, they
you
usually do
know,
the rod.
a rod
Yeah.
and screws, not a plate. I mean, now if you're saying you are Uncle Eddie and you have a plate in your head and you can hear,
You can hear
radio
the
signals
aliens.
from
This is why I wear the
yeah,
oil hat, is because the aliens been speaking to
I
me, and I'm
mean,
out here, Yeah,
I'm just,
yeah. It's
this
it's
good
it's
God.
made up stuff.
There is a line that I need to I people have shorts, and I need to cut a short clip from, King of the Hill because Dale says something like, it is the dumbest sentence in the entire show, and I can't remember it right now to save my life,
Oh,
but he's like, "You're an ignoramus," or something like that, and it's just the
yes.
dumbest a sentence of concentrated stupid. It's just
Yeah, it just
I
makes me
need
want
that.
to, and there's times I want to open up a Discord and just watch episodes of the King of the Hill with people just so they could
Oh,
understand
I know.
what we're talking
I
about.
know.
And you have to remember that the makers of King of the Hill were the same. And I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure the makers of King of the Hill were the same people, the same creators that did Beavis and Butthead. There's Michael
Yes,
Judd.
Mike Judge.
Yeah, Mike Judge. That did King of the Hill, did Beavis and Butthead, because he was modeling these over people that he knew in real life. I mean, it wasn't that he
Yeah.
was making them up entirely. Maybe they were exaggerated, but these were people he knew in real life, and that's why I think it resonated so much with so many people. It was horrible drawing of cartoons, horrible dialogue, but it was just it
It
was
had
the
a
way.
heart. It
Exactly.
it had a heart. I mean, there was
None of the
this
characters
lovely
were bad. None of the characters
yeah.
were bad. None of the characters were this all out evil. There was good in every single one of them. And there was
Yeah.
like the stupidity in each one of them, and
Yeah,
you
there were
magnify it.
flaws and it it
Yeah.
it just it had heart. It and it was relatable and at the bottom of it, you had all of these very flawed humans, but they were trying to do their best to get through life.
And get
And,
through each other.
yeah, and you and then so you have, and this male friendship that, there's just something very genuine about that. There was, like, this specific time period where you could have cartoons that didn't preach to you anything, but you learned things. I mean, it gave you perspective, but it wasn't preachy.
Right.
It had diversity, but that wasn't, the main thing. It
Yeah.
was just there because it happened organically because people come in all
Or
different
people.
shapes and sizes, and it wasn't a big deal. Oh my gosh, can we go back to that? Can we go back to when my favorite shows were Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and, Family Matters, not because of anything, but because they had, really cool family stuff.
Yeah. It
They
was
had
it was
heart.
they had heart. They were about family. I mean, even with Married with Children, it still had
Yeah.
heart to it. I mean, at times it was rude and abusive and whatever, but at the core of it, it still had heart to it. I mean, and it's just like, why can't we go back to that kind of attitude with people? And people acted pretty much the same way, and they still. That's the thing. I think people really deep down they are this way. It's
Yeah.
it's the social media that gets people all worked up, where it's just like, well, so and so said such and such about something something and did so and so, and it's just like, who cares? It How many times
Yeah.
did these are the same people that read People magazine or National Enquirer or whatever the local rag was, and it'd just be, oh, did you see what so and so actor did to so and so with so and who, and they got
Oh,
married,
yeah.
so, and it's like, yeah, I mean, it's interesting to read about and to see, but that's not life. That's not how life works. And I've said this before. It's like my wife might be the socialist communist like woman that she is, but hey, You know, I enjoy being with her. Go back to those days where it's just like we disagree. We disagree politically.
Yeah.
We can still sit in the same room. We can still enjoy the same things because we're
Yeah.
very comfortable being around each other because we know
Yeah.
we're not trying to harm each other. We're not at each other's throats.
No.
We can disagree on stuff and still have a civilized conversation. We get back to that, and
Absolutely.
you're going to see this world heal in such a way that is unbelievable. And it's not the people that are doing the divisive stuff. It's all of the little nitpickers that like to get in there and cause the issue.
Yeah.
That's the
Because
ones we avoid. Because we love everybody. Damn, we love them.
Yeah. Well, we just have to stop. If people could take 5 seconds and not assume that the person you disagree with has bad
Ill
morals,
intentions.
bad intentions. That's what I tell my kids all the time because they're asking since they're hearing about the election. So my youngest is like, "Do we not like the current president? Do we not like all the people that like the current president?" And I tell them, "Look, the problem with this politics is that everyone thinks that everyone else has really bad ideas and they want to be mean about it. But no, they just see the problem a different way. You have to respect everyone's opinion if you want to get things done.
Right.
Now, you're always going to have that one person that wants to be an a-hole and just have the weirdest opinion. But for the most part, we can get, 70% of people on board with stuff."
Exactly. And I think that's
Like,
the best.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to agree on everything, but there's some core principles that if everybody can agree on the core principles, it's the same
Yeah.
way with language, and that's what bothers me about so much about wanting, our newspapers or whatever social construct group of fucking people that want to sit there and change what a word is or what the classification of them is because that disparages them. It's like okay, we're not changing the word from battle fatigue to shell shock to
Oh, I love that
PTSD.
George Carlin joke.
Yes,
I love it because it's
because
so true.
it is.
And
And you
and
have to understand George Carlin was a big old lefty. I mean, don't
oh,
no
yeah.
joke about it. But he had the same concept that everybody else has. It's just like we're on this nice little planet for a short period of time. Why do we have to like tear each other down? It's so much better to build each other up and make each other like and that's what we want. That's what we want. We want people to be built up. We want them to grow. And
Yeah.
finding that makes life worthwhile. I mean, you can see it in my chat. You see all these wonderful people in here, and we don't all agree politically. But we
No.
also
No.
know bullshit whenever we see it. We know whenever something bad is happening, whenever it's being brought out, and you see these kinds of things like you're seeing on the screen right here. That it's BS, and it's BS, and it's getting called out. Everybody can agree this is dangerous behavior that someone's acting this way towards another human being. And
Yeah.
you
And it's
don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in Muhammad or Jesus or whatever it is that you want to believe in, but you can sit down and go, yeah, this isn't right. And that's the biggest thing. It's like we want to make sure
Yeah.
that you have to understand there's a child involved here,
Yeah.
and
And
she's bringing this up. That means she's just adding more children into the mix.
yeah. And
Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox.
well, no, it's also the abuse of a very, an injunction is supposed to be a serious thing. I mean, these are not supposed to be like, I don't like what the current special is at, Culver's, so I injunction you until you put, double strawberry back on. It's just these aren't supposed to be used as weapons or as frivolous things. That's what bothers me about it is there might be, people that actually need the court time, the people that have real court cases that are about real things, and then they have to take up time with LIEnette doing like a family soap opera thing for some reason. It bothers me that the people that are real victims of injustice are having to be delayed because there's so many of these kind of things in the system. And I understand it's her right. So again,
right.
Unfortunately, with freedom comes dingleberries. You are going to have people that just will be dingleberries on the butt of humanity. And unfortunately, freedom means dingleberries. But you also get awesome people. So, it balances.
It does. It does. Damn. See all these folks right here. They're just like, yes, Mo, preach to us, sister. Preach to us. that was the best. That was so well put.
Physically touched again. I could be unalived. Have we heard this from LIEnette before? Mm-hmm. How in the world is everything going to unalive this woman? I don't get it. And not only that, if she has this steel plate in her neck, wouldn't she be walking around like this? Wouldn't she be on her pink Stanley cup with the straw like one of the grossest things I've ever seen in my life? I mean, that straw probably wanted to be unalived. That straw was probably saying, if this ever happens to me again, please unalive me.
Oh God.
I mean, the insanity.
Oh,
I mean,
Lord.
it is literally.
Get this tongue off of me. Get this tongue off of me.
No, I'm wondering if Jeremy met with the expert too. We all seem to be having squirrels here lately. I don't know if the solar eclipse turned all of our ADHD to 11.
I think so. We're all the zombies. That's what it is. We're all the zombies.
Holy crap.
Could you imagine that we're all zombies? We just don't know it. We think that we're being normal and we're actually the zombies.
I often think that of what if we humanity are like the the sea monkeys of some kid in another galaxy. Like we are the weird thing that he watches, like Joan Goodall with the chimps and stuff. If he's just like watching, like, God, these ants are so flippin' weird. What are they doing now? And his mom's like, glip glorp. That we're not you're not allowed to let them, go past a certain point of sapience. It's time. You're about to go to college, glip glorp. We need to put the sea monkeys away. And
okay, we're gonna flush these down the toilet and start fresh.
Oh, good Lord, we have gone off the rails.
This woman's mouth. Absolute insanity. And yet we can still see there was either a miraculous operation to where she has full dexterity and movement of her neck and her spine, carrying a child all over, even though she claims she can't even carry a gallon of milk, and everything else. And life,
Channel 20 News.
Calling Channel 20 News. Oh, I got my Team Otter Creek t-shirts. By the way, who's the only person in Otter Creek that's ever tried to make money off of Otter Creek? LIEnette trying to sell t-shirts. Not Jeremy Hale's. LIEnette trying to sell t-shirts. There you go. Just debunked something else right there.
In the body cam footage with Florida Wildlife, she was basically sprinting across the property.
Just crazy. All right. So it goes on. Now, here is from River House Condominiums. So John and LIEnette lived in a condo, and within a condo,
corrupted
they have
long
guidelines
before he
for
got to us.
Now, here's the interesting part.
Yeah,
and I'll just point this out. Trust me, you think that he corrupted an entire group of streamers? No, you don't understand. We were corrupted. That's why we all get along.
Yeah, we all don't have filters. Have you tried to get a word in edgewise on Friday Night Live? I mean, sometimes we're all just talking about 8 different things.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then expert will just say, like, have you ever thought about lemonade? And I'm like, what?
Well, that's where his mind went. He's the same way as me. That's why we enjoy, being around the experts so much, is because, he's real. Just like
He's our avatar. We were all like, so apparently we all don't have filters.
Look, expert.
Do you think they would get away with it if Otter Creek, if they did this? Okay, here's what I'm trying to say. They didn't get away with all of this living in the condo where there's regulations and people to actually regulate things. And so what did they do? They brought all of their junk, their garbage, their baggage to Otter Creek, where they're trying to get away with it. So this says John Crook and Michelle Crazy in Doses. August 8th, 2014. Let's see, this is part of the
Dear John and Michelle, the association continues to receive complaints about nuisances and annoyances associated with your unit, in some cases due to extended stay of your house guests, including but not necessarily limited to loud and vulgar language, loud music, repeated police visits have been reported. It is now more than 90 days since your guest arrived, and while the rule allows guests to reside in the unit for a maximum of 90 days, was rescinded back on 1986. We have extended you the 90-day courtesy of not requesting their departure earlier. Time has come, however, in light of continued complaints and the length of their stay, that we must now demand that your guests leave residence at River House. I draw your attention to the declaration of condominium, paragraph blah 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 blah. It says each of the units shall be occupied only by a single family, and that no nuisances shall be allowed, nor any use or practice which is a source of annoyance to residences or which interferes with the peaceful possession and proper use of the condominium property by its residents. Otherwise, bitch, move the hell out.
Information, the addendum that she filed with the injunction as well. The association continues to receive complaints about the nuances and the annoyances associated with your unit. Does this sound like Otter Creek all over again in 2014? Yes. Yes, it does. The association continues to receive complaints about all the annoyances associated with your unit, in some cases due to the extended stay of your house guest.
They're just like, holy Superman eyes, Snizzle. Yes. You have to understand that I could also read upside down, which was always very important whenever I was reading a document that somebody was sitting there trying to bullshit me on. They would be sitting there like, well, it says here, and they'd be reading it, and they don't want to show it to you. So they make sure that they're holding it where you can't see it. I can also, if you hold it just right, I can read it through the back of the paper, read it backwards, and read it too. It's a weird thing that I've been able to figure out, probably because I had a dyslexic brother and he would write shit all haywire. I had to decipher it. There's certain letters that I have a hard time seeing, but you also I learned how to speed read at a very young age. So most of the time your brain will fill in certain parts of sentences from that. Whenever you learn how to speed read, you can I was reading 200 300 words per minute easily, constantly. I could read through them. It's retaining it because my memory is totally shot. So whenever I read something, I almost immediately forget it. You can, Mo, if you told me your real name, I would remember it for 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes later I would come back and I would go, you told me your name.
That's why I love YouTube, because I give everyone nicknames, not always complimentary ones. And yes, Bad Duck, I can read that.
It says okay. Yes, I can read that also. Some of the letters aren't correct.
Dyslexic superpower.
It is.
And including but not necessarily limited to the loud, the vulgar language, and repeated police visits that have been reported. Does this sound like Otter Creek?
You
No, I
almost
know.
forget it
Right now you're
immediately.
thinking, no, that can't be 2014. That's 2024 in Otter Creek. 10 years later, same people, same lifestyle, same situations, over and over and over again. Do you think at any point in life they would actually figure out how to make it stop and do the right thing? And it goes
No,
on to
because they
say,
don't think
it's
they're
now
the
more than 90
problem.
days since your guests have
Yeah, I don't
arrived.
think there's anything wrong.
And so
with
what the
doing.
association is doing now is saying, we're going to hold you accountable. Her guest is her daughter and her boyfriend and their children, which no doubt LIEnette was trying to get money from. She's always wanted the individuals in the house so she could get money from them. She sees them as a paycheck. Again, all my opinion. It's what the Hale's news. I call it as I see it. Okay. It's now more than 90 days since your guests arrived. And while the rule allowing guests to reside in the unit for a maximum of 90 days was rescinded back in 1986, remember it's 2014 now, we've extended you the 90-day courtesy that the time has now come. You guys need to get out. In light of the continued complaints that we now demand you leave. I draw attention to the declaration of the condominium paragraph 13A and B, which states each of the units shall be occupied only by a single family. No nuisances. I know I'm joking with the nuances. I'm turning it into French, but it's nuisances. No nuisances shall be allowed, nor any use or practice which is the source of an annoyance to the residents, of which interferes with the peaceful possession and proper use of condominium property by its residents. Given the circumstances, I advise you and your guest vacate the property immediately. Your urgent attention to this matter is required today from Peter.
Sorry, that's stop you right there, Bad Duck. Out of curiosity, is Duck Duck Goose a term for a kinky three-way for you? Bad Duck says I'm trying to maintain my bad image. My bad image. Oh, you found out the other day that Jeremy can read a little Hebrew. You know what's really annoying? Okay, so my grandfather was a Mason. Okay. And my grandfather carried around this little book, and it was a little book that had things that only a Mason could read because it's encoded. And I actually sit down and I started reading it, and just he would leave it sitting out, and I was sitting at a chair one day, and I looked down and I'm reading it, and my grandfather he just sort of laughed. He goes, "What you reading?" Looks at me. I was like, "Oh, this book is pretty interesting." He was just like, "Well, what does it say?" And I started reading back to him what it said. And he was just like, "How did you figure that out?" I was like, "I don't know. It just looks like that's what it should be. Just you have to clear your mind. Whenever you clear your mind, it became clear to me." And he was just like, "Son, why aren't you a Mason?" He never said that, but he actually wanted me to become a Mason. I just told him no. I wasn't about to do that. It just wasn't. It's not my thing. I'm not a joiner. I'm not a
I
quitter.
understand.
It's weird, but he just like he was like, you can actually read that, and like he was taken aback for a little bit, which was weird, but I didn't realize it at the time because my grandfather never made a big deal out of it. It wasn't until later on in life I was like, oh shit, my grandfather was like, I guess, impressed. Weird. Sorry.
So Peter says they're gone. Get them out. All right. And the nuances or the nuisances. And I swear.
Kind of reminds me of when she had a guest who the godmother was, and she was a nuance and
a big nuance
doing this around town.
Poo, poo, poo. This sounds like Otter Creek, but it's 10 years before.
Oof.
And
yeah, it does.
Oh boy. I'm gonna this is the signed page of the petition. And so there's their signatures right there. Obviously, we have Crook's, we've got LIEnette's, even though she can never decide what her real name is.
She signed it, Michelle.
She did sign it, Michelle, which She also signed it LIEnette. So, so she goes on. This is page 8. She goes on to say, this is temporary exclusive use and possession of home. She goes on to say, petitioner needs the exclusive use and possession of the home.
Night, Terry Ham. You have a wonderful night. Good
night.
So glad that you could stop by. Really, we
Yes.
appreciate you. Appreciate you.
That the parties share. And then she says, the petitioner cannot get another safe place to live because I own it with John Crook, this condo. We let them stay for a 90-day period. That's all. Huh. You think that's what she was doing with the shed? Was she letting people stay for just 90 days in the shed as well?
Oof.
Okay. And then she crosses off. If kept out of the home, respondent has the money to get other housing or may live without money. Hold a second. She puts in a supplemental thing that says, the sheriff told me that I need to add the kids because they'll be homeless. And here she says, if kept out of the home, respondent has the money to get other housing. Here we go again.
Inconsistent.
Debunked for the.
All right. I'll have to address this again, Julio. We don't do drama here. Appreciate it, but we don't do drama here. If there's an issue between MLS and the Hales, take it up with them and let them deal with it because we are here to have fun and have a good time. We don't do drama. Appreciate you, Julio. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful time. Come here, have some fun. Enjoy you.
The lies yet again. This is just a ploy to steal children, in my humble opinion. I think I'm pretty accurate, to be honest. All right. And then it goes on to say the home is solely owned by her, the petitioner, and Crook. All right. So let's see what else we have here. Page 9. This is 12 pages. Now, page 9, what she did is she said none of that actually is applicable. She just crossed it all out. Page 10, she said,
Can you
none
do
of
that on a
is
legal
applicable.
document?
She
Yes.
crossed it all out. I'm really
Okay.
curious to see what the judge is going to say. Page 11.
Okay, you can do that, but it doesn't mean anything. Just crossing it out
Okay.
doesn't mean anything. It's basically your way of saying screw you kind of attitude is basically what it
Okay.
is.
I just, to me, like I said, I was born 873. So I would be very diligent. Again, these are supposed to be important documents. If you have a real injustice, it's not supposed to be like, well, I'm mad at my daughter because we're going to get evicted because we broke the condo charter and everyone hates us.
Right. Right. This is typical of pro ses. I mean, and I will say this is typical of pro ses. They don't know how to react to. They don't know how to respond to something. So whenever pro ses act this way, it's because they read something and they disagree with it. Instead of making any sort of argument about what they're reading, it's the typical response. Same way that someone, whenever they see Joe Biden say or do something, they just automatically attack their character instead of attacking the argument. So that's what it is. Instead of saying, hey, this is not true, or this is not bad, and this is why it's not true or why it's bad, they go after the person themselves. This happens left, right, whatever. I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah. So if you don't have an argument against the actual what you're going to be debating or what, the question is, then you'll just make ad hominem or personal attacks, which, look, they're funny. I'm not going to lie, but
they're great for content. But in a legal field, you don't want to be doing that.
Well, that, and also, there's just saying, as a content creator, I feel like I have to really put out the difference between when I'm speculating about something and what I know are facts. So being very careful with your language, being careful with your arguments, it doesn't seem to be something that pros say, or let's say, like frauditors, people that, videotape the police, they don't seem to have this same sort of reverence for at least the process. So it's really weird to me.
It is. It is really weird.
Then she's got some things to say, and page 12 is what the judge has to say. So on page 11, number 2A, she says, prohibiting respondent from going anywhere within 500 feet of any place petitioner lives. She doesn't want her own daughter within 500 feet of her. I just can't imagine being a parent doing this to a son. I don't, or a daughter, a son, a daughter. I don't care what my children have done. Okay. I can understand there are extreme cases, but even in an extreme case, let's say one of my children do something horrific and they find themselves behind bars, which my children never have. And I seriously doubt that they ever would. They were raised right. And so, but even if they did something horrific to me, I can guarantee you as a father, the love never goes away for a child. And I'm going to go see them. If they're behind bars, I'm going to go see them. And understand, this woman is the same woman who called the newspaper because she was so proud that she quit her job because she was with a man who was behind bars, who was found guilty of unaliving somebody. And she quit her job so she could do visitations with him behind bars.
3 times a week.
3 times a week. She called the newspaper. LIEnette called the newspaper so they could run an article because she was so proud of herself, quitting her job so she could go have conjugal visits and visitation with a person who unalived somebody in prison 3 times a week. And this is what she does to her own flesh and blood. I don't get it. I don't get it. But then again, I'm not crazy. So how's a sane person supposed to understand an insane mind? It just doesn't work that way. She circles prohibiting respondent from defacing or destroying petitioner's personal property. Well, trust me, LIEnette and Crook don't need any help destroying their personal property. They destroy it constantly on their own. I've never seen anything that is actually nice that they own. She's asking granting the petitioner temporary exclusive use and possession of the home, which, by the way, her daughter is now a legal resident of. She's been there for 90 days. She's got keys. She's getting mail. And that is the legal definition of a resident. You're receiving mail there. You have keys. All right. L. She goes, respondent to participate in treatment, intervention, and counseling services. And M, referring petitioner to a center for help. All right. And she goes on, I understand the filing of the petition. I'm asking the court to hold a hearing. All right. And then we get to number 12, where, remember, we already saw LIEnette's signature. What do we see now? Where's the Michelle gone? Now it's LIEnette. Is it LIEnette? Is it Michelle? Who is it?
Which one is it?
Who is it? So we have 2 different signatures. This is just a joke. This is a complete and total joke. And she's done the same thing with the adoption paperwork, which will be contested. So the judge then has his rule.
I mean, it seems like a good schedule. I'm not lying.
I guess.
A little sparse, but okay.
Okay. You want nailed 3 times a week? You have to date an inmate? Oh, hard pass. Well, you can have multiple inmates. That way you could do it like every day if you wanted to. And have a different one every day.
Oh, brother husbands in prison. That is TLC's next storyline. Oh my
Brother
god.
husband in prison. Oh god. That's desperation at its best. That's something at its best. Ooh. Oh, you know,
Pulling on this.
Spread the love.
Okay? And
Bring
you
your
can
lemon
see
juice.
in highlight denying.
Thanks, Bad Duck.
The judge says, all right, I got some things to say about this.
Order denying.
The judge denies the petition for injunction for protection. And he says this: the court has reviewed the petition for injunction against these things and finds that the petitioner has failed to comply with one or more of the requirements applicable,
Lord.
including the following. Number one, the petitioner has failed to allege facts sufficient to support the entry of injunction because regarding the above named children, there is no factual basis in the petition for the authority of the petitioner to file on behalf of the children. In other words, the judge goes, these aren't your kids. You have nothing to do with them. You will have nothing to do with them. You are not the parent. And then number two, the petitioner's claim of imminent fear of future violence to herself is not supported by any of the allegations. In particular, there's no date even associated with an alleged push. And yes, he puts in parentheses, push and the allegement. And he says it's further ordered and adjudged that the petition is denied without prejudice. And there you have active court right there, 8/8/14. Now, if this is how LIEnette treats her own flesh and blood, can we truly...
She'll turn on anyone.
Can we truly trust what's happening with a 4-year-old child?
Wow. Just wow.
That's the sad thing is that people like LIEnette and people like pro se people, but I'll just use LIEnette, is they desperately want calm in their life, but they just do not know how to get out of their own way. They are whatever hole they have inside themselves, if they would do the work to deal with it, you know, you'd be a better person. Come on now.
It is one of those things that people do tend to get in their own damn way with stuff. And I mean, we all do it. We all do this.
Oh, yeah. Look, I am retaining some Mike and Ikes. I may have comfort eated instead of, dealt with feelings.
Yeah.
Which God should give you a pass, like a year pass. Like, you've had a pretty sucky year. I'm going to give you a year where you can eat whatever you want and still have, well, I've never had abs, but let's just say I had an ab.
Just one.
Just one. Look, I'm not greedy. I just want one.
Lord, don't. All I want is a Mercedes Benz. All my friends drive Porsches. just want an ab. That's all. You don't even have to give me a whole one. A half one is just fine. Oh my God, Mo! It is 11 o'clock at night. You know what this means?
Yes.
It
means it's
way past bedtime. We are going to end this. We are going to end this bad boy. I'm kicking all of you fine folks over to Kaiser. Make sure you give that little boy a nice big thumbs up.
Yes.
Love. He is doing a build tonight. So we love the Kaiser. He's doing a build tonight. Give him some love. Show him how much you care, and hit that thumbs up on your way out and on your way in. And I tell you, it will be so glorious. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
George, are you ready to show everybody where our new home is?
Before we show you, we want to show you why the hell would we buy where we bought.
What did you say?
I said, Jeremy, I'm a huge fan.
George is out in the parking lot. Look at that. Am I on the naughty list?
Hell.
every meeting. I'm gonna ask you to leave. And you're gonna bring the police when you remove me, Robert.
I didn't start this war with the neighbors, but I fully intend on winning it.
I have anxiety over the roof, and I can't take this. I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well. Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is wrong. Can you please check your mic? I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of date and times. I do not, and my brain does not work that way. My child just fell down. You are not a nice person.